asking me what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.
List some future plans that you have for the Isle of Grenada?
If not your top 5.
Choose it.
The top 5.
Well, we campaign on a transformation agenda, and we've started one. Well, it's not so much transformation as perhaps restorative justice.
The top 5.
Well, we campaign on a transformation agenda, and we've started one. Well, it's not so much transformation as perhaps restorative justice.
Afternoon, folks. Igwe?
Yes, Igwe. Good afternoon, one. Good afternoon, all. Real FM, Independent Talk for today, Sunday, the 27th day of the Merry month of May. Igwe, today we have I won't say a guest. We have Dr. Pantry with us. And there's a lot of things we need to get his expertise on and breaking down. But as per usual, I'll do my piece because Grenada still remains my constituency.
Yeah.
Real FM is my parliament and the people's parliament. And we are the people's spokespersons. And we are continuing to be protected by the ancient of days because we know country want us bad.
Yeah.
Now the topic for the program today is restorative justice. And deconization is one and the same. And the Prime Minister is a lawyer by profession, Pancho. And he will know when you use the term mutatus mutandis, if two same things have plenty similarities, is one and the same, mutatus mutandis. A short while past election, while the PM was on an island Tobago, his tongue slipped and revealed the real reason during the interview, the truth of the true mission of the NDC and his new government, that is restorative justice, because they played it good. Since then, the Prime Minister he never took time to explain to the Grenadian public what he means by restorative justice instead of transformation. You see, the Prime Minister speaks twisted with double meaning in an attempt to trick the mind of the unsuspecting Grenadian to blindside and pursue his personal agenda. The King's language says that restoration means to replace something once existed. Justice means concern for peace and genuine respect for people. So based on this explanation of both words, the Prime Minister is suggesting that the concern of peace and genuine respect for people was lost during the NNP reign, and he would therefore, through his leadership, return that which was lost. To understand fully what the Prime Minister means by restorative justice, shut your ear for a while, because he can sweet talk and fix your eyes on what he transpire and what he continues to do and support. First things first, shut down the media by censoring the information that the public gets from the business of government and deciding that only managed engagement with the media with pre-planned questions would be tolerated. Forcing programs such as ours, this program, to be the source of information to assist in the decision-making process. GIS follows the PM and his ministers and girlfriend with Tabanka, making pictorial notes of their every move in an effort to win best social media king and queen instead of pursuing better opportunities for our people. The post-cabinet briefings are restored with information on a need-to-know basis, giving half-truth, lies to comfort the poor and weak and vulnerable. The Prime Minister now takes personal interest in the CBI program, cradling it like his own baby. Never in the history of this program has a sitting Prime Minister affixed himself to the program that is highly risky and watched attentively by the international community. And the worst thing, his company is still listed a local agent. I guess he is restoring the program for his maximum personal benefit. Moreover, he is busy taking bread from his lawyer colleagues' mouth. He is commandeering to the certain local agent lose its business for the Livera project and directs the developers to do business with an agent the PM chooses with close ties to the National Democratic Congress. I guess it is now injustice for bread to be shared. So he needed to restore CBI local agent injustice and give it to his friends. I hope he remembers, once a prime minister, twice a lawyer. The word is out now that certain CBI money would be used to finance Judas Iscariot. This too will come to light. The latest in his restorative justice agenda is the dismantling of the local security firms, with some fake reasoning that the sector should be under the Prime Minister's ministry, an excuse to give his supporters to grab the contract. Take restorative justice in your susu. One supporter was awarded a security contract and he is now going around asking the former holder of the contract which area falls under the contract without a clue where he would be getting guards to fill up that security company. So I guess taking from one and giving to the other is what the PM mean by restorative justice. We conclude that deconization and restorative justice means the same: to crush the poor and marginalized, destroy the police force, try to kill other lawyers' practice, and hide behind George Worm to proclaim his Sikh agenda. Long live the critical thinkers. Now, that piece, Mr. Panchu, had some thought and deliberation in putting it, because I try to encapsulate what is really going on in the restorative justice agenda. Now, we have Dr. Panchu here today, no stranger to the station, Igwe.
No stranger.
And first, Dr. Panchu, good afternoon to the show.
Well, thank you for having me again, Carl and Igwe. It's a pleasure to be able to join this illustrious program. 1 to 4 It's parliament, it's discussion in its purest and sincerest form. So whenever I am available to be part of the program, I relish that invitation. So it feels good to be here again this evening.
Dr. Panchu, in recent days, the Deputy Commissioner of Police has indicated to the nation that there's an upsurge in crime. But apart, he didn't have to tell us that because we heard it in the news.
Yeah.
And the whole nation is confused. Because people just walking up to people and chopping them up and all kind of things. It happened in the past, but we're not customary to it happening with such regularity. Mm-hmm. Then, Dr. Pancho, the recent promotion and the police openly, as a matter of fact, some are taking the matter to court, their dissatisfaction with how the incident occurred. And speaking of the promotion, the first date stated for the promotion that Friday, the same Royal Grenada Police Force indicated to the nation because of the homicide, the murders, they had to postpone it to Monday. And to prove, because you have a bigger man above, the Ancient of Days, to prove that they were lying, another murder happened in Caracas the Sunday.
Yeah.
And they didn't postpone it. So if they didn't postpone it because of murder, they had to postpone it the Monday.
Yeah.
But we all know, after this station brought the information, they called people out last Sunday evening. Mm-hmm. That is just a prelude to what I want to ask you. Psychologically, the nation won, the members of the RGPF, how this thing would affect them using your expertise? Because I could ask you that because you're an expert on that.
Yeah. Well, let me say this here. Disrespect for the upholders of the law, blatant disregard for the well-being of officers who are sworn to uphold the law and to ensure peace and safety and security of our entire nation. When there is disregard for their career, the work that they do, the office that they hold, everyone, including the criminals and those who mean bad, are looking and they're listening. And if you could disenfranchise the police force on a whole, especially the leading officers and people who are in charge, if you can create confusion in their ranks, you are inviting chaos, and that's probably a major part, Carl, of what we are experiencing and what we are seeing. The nonchalance, the disregard for performance, and the insecurity that lie among members and their future in the police force is of concern not just to us but to them also. So first of all, we're seeing an upsurge in violence and in crimes, and this is because people who do not mean well are seeing it as an opportunity, Carl. They're seeing it as an opportunity because when there is peace and safety and security in the job that you do, especially law enforcement and upholders of the law, when there is unity and there is a singularity of purpose, there is a greater force. This is a greater force to be reckoned with. Okay, people look out for. Carl, you used to be a police officer. Yeah. You know that when there is camaraderie, when there is unity, when there's a sense of purpose, your colleagues look out for you, they look out for each other, they're keen, they're astute on the job, and they're more vigilant because they feel safe in what they do. When there is chaos, when there is uncertainty, there is a lapse in performance and in judgment. And so people who do not mean well, they see this as an opportune time for them to perform their crimes and their criminal activity, because, as it were, they are catching the law enforcement people with their pants down.
Yeah.
You understand? So this is one of the reasons that you will see an upsurge in crime or the recording of crime. But Carl, you asked the very important question: what does that atmosphere or environment of uncertainty and disrespect for performance and promotion, what do all of these things mean to an officer? And I say this is demoralizing. You know, if you're not respected, Carl, based upon your performance and your academic acuity, if you're not respected based upon the guidelines that your career in law enforcement has outlined for you and the protocol, if you follow all the protocols, if you do everything that is expected of you to move from one rank, one position to the other, if this is not respected, this demoralizes you, Carl. It also affects your performance, but it also creates for you anxiety because you do not know whether or not if you're going to be adequately rewarded for your performance. And we saw that, and that's why I think you are able to give this narrative that the reason why they postponed the promotion was not so much because of the crime situation, because it was brought to the attention of those in charge that you have treated officers so unfairly and grossly unfairly that you are creating this uneasiness and this chaos when we should have peace, calm, and security. All right, Carl?
Yeah.
So this is part of the reason why you know, it demoralizes performance. It demoralizes your ability to perform your duty, but also the penchant, the knack, the drive, the motivation to go to work and to perform at your maximum potential and capacity is diminished when you're treated unfairly, unkind, or disregarded for the things that you do.
And Dr. Pancho, you rightly put it that way. But there's a correlation, because one person put it as the fear of crime is worse than crime itself. Now that the deputy commissioner has agreed that crime is an option, what kind of psychological effect that would have on the public?
Carl, you better believe that I am uneasy. I am hypervigilant. And if I am hypervigilant, making sure that my property stays safe, my belongings are well protected, you know, Carl, when we have peace and safety and tranquility, when those are the characteristics that are common in the environment, you know, people go to bed at night knowing that the animals will remain wherever it's tethered. The crops are going to be there for them to harvest next day. You know, the vehicles won't be, you know, there's no threat for breaking and entering and pilferage. So when a nation or a community can rest assured, we sleep better, Carl. Okay? Mm-hmm. But when we go to bed uncertain about the safety and security of ourselves, have sleeping anxiety. We have restlessness. We have fears that are developed. Maybe anxiety, even anxiety disorders that become relevant for us to deal with. So it's not an easy task to live in an environment of uncertainty and insecurity. And when that happens, Carl, we have the opportunity for chaos to happen. Okay?
Dr. Pancho, now you raise some issues, peace, you talk about safety, you talk about stability, and I want to zero in with you on social stability. Now, this present administration, facts, they took 150 from the least fortunate among us. And in recent days, I've picked up information that many persons who benefited with the 150 is having difficulty in paying their water bills. As a matter of fact, information is at the least of disconnection. Now, how does social stability correlate with crime, and what kind of psychological effect it have on the person, Dr. Pancho?
Carl and our ardent listeners, I believe it is the duty of every government, every administration. It's not about colors. It's just about love and care for people. When our leaders have heart of empathy and love for people, leaders will do everything in their power to ensure that the people who are at risk for poverty, for not being able to pay their bills, not being able to buy groceries, not being able to pay for the bus for the children, people like that. You know, you hear these days everybody talking about, oh, NNP created the poor and the vulnerable, the phraseology, the poor and the vulnerable. Well, it's not that NNP created it. I believe NNP secured enough programs and implemented enough programs to take care of that segment of the population. Carl, we will always have poor people. Every country has its share of poor people. We will always have people who are vulnerable and are at risk. We will always have, every society has it. We have it because sometimes of mental health disorders. We have it because of cyclical poverty. We have it because of neglect and abuse. So we have it because of developmental delays. There are certain people who are born with certain developmental delays, and they will never be able to hold a job. They will never be able to do a lot of things that will make them financially sufficient and independent. It therefore means that there has to be a system, whether it is the family, whether it is the church, whether it is the community at large, or the government. There must be structures and there must be programs in place to take care of these needs. And so, Carl, I'm still answering your question, you know, because I need to lay this framework. I need to lay this groundwork and foundational truths about social justice. Called, there is something in our society and in every society called social justice. In other words, not everyone is standing on the level ground in terms of finances, in terms of education, in terms of opportunity, in terms of aptitude, in terms of cognitive development. So we are all at different places. And there are some who have more than others, always. And so what happens, Carl, is that the resources of the land and of government and of the country must be used to help those who are at risk and will fall through the cracks. So, Carl, when you can eat a Sunday dinner and there is a neighbor, someone in the community who has nothing, can't enjoy a dinner or a lunch with their kids, we are obligated because of social justice to look at these neighbors, to look at these people in the community. And so when we neglect them, Carl, and when we terrorize them, and the removal, Mr. Pierre is probably listening. Mr. Pierre, every time he posts, he calls for the return of that $150. Carl, when you are in power and you look at these poor and these single parent and the visually impaired, Carl, I know of a guy who is visually impaired. In other words, he's blind, Carl, and they removed the $150 from the little seed money that he was getting. And not just one, more than one. So, Carl, when these things happen, you have more poverty, and you have the cycle and the temptation, Carl, for family members who can't pay their bills to get involved in devious behaviors that are not good for the society. Now, this is not an excuse, and I'm not sitting here this evening. I do not want people to believe, Dr. Pancho says, because, they remove the 150, then they should go steal or rob. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is a saying, Egwe, necessity is the mother of invention. In other words, when you look at your child and you have nothing to give your child to eat, you look for ways, and sometimes those ways may not necessarily be those accepted universally by society, but you have to survive, Carl. You have to survive.
Yes.
I will not sit by and watch my children not have anything to eat. I will not watch my parents, have their water disconnected, and just sit by without trying to be innovative or even engage in devious behavior. So, Carl, in a nutshell, when you ask about the social implication of the social programs, so when you terminate, I was at a meeting, Carl, in Vendome School on Thursday evening.
You want a Django, Kim?
Yes. There with honor, with Nimrod and the doc was there, and I listened to a lady who said that she worked for 2 months in the school, Carl, and she's begging just to pay her. Carl, you could hear the pathos. You could hear the anguish. You could hear the cries in her voice. This woman has children and a family, and she has not received the money for 2 or 3 months, okay? And she's begging the political leader to do something. And so when you see people who have lost their jobs, people whose 150 were taken, people whose seed money was reduced, you have to say that we have a current group of people leading our country who are not very concerned about the well-being of those who are less fortunate than some of us, Carl.
But Dr. Pancho, now, this particular narrative being pushed by this present administration and the supporters, and I'm going to say it here now, because a lot of persons, even the present Prime Minister alluded to what? Prayer warriors and so on. And the same set of people, Dr. Pancho, read the Bible. Matthew 26:11. When the word became flesh and dwelt among men, he said, the poor will always be among you. And then even, okay, you didn't believe that. You see, Solomon was the wisest man. Proverbs
Yeah.
19:17 say, he who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord.
Yes.
And this administration have no pity on the poor.
no. Yeah.
So when we talk about the poor and the vulnerable and the 150, they say NNP people are called poor, but since before NNP,
yeah.
when the man walk in Galilee, he
Yeah.
said the poor will always be among you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he went on to tell them, Dr. Pancho, if you do it to the least of my brothers,
Yeah.
you do it unto me. Here what go happen. Because some of them still hoping and they praying for you to bust through the cloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he go tell them, watch, when they want 150, I'll take it. And they go say, not them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That because he say exactly when he come, he go say, you didn't give one, and then he go tell him, Lord, well, you didn't come. And then he say, if you don't do it to the least of my brothers.
Yeah.
So how could you? Look at it, Dr. Pancho. Let me put it in. Now, social instability has a direct correlation with crime. What you say about the mother of all invention?
Yeah. Necessity.
Is the mother of all invention.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you speak on the campaign trail. You quote the IMF or the World Bank. What is it? You see,
Yeah. The World Bank.
you quote the World Bank
yeah.
and say the World Bank indicated that anybody under 650
Yeah.
poor.
Is poor.
You spoke then and you said if the government at the time love you, they should do something about it.
Yes.
The government say as a cushion for cost of living, we go add 150. Listen nothing.
Yeah.
You so care as you come, you remove the 150. And you don't even straight enough to say, well, we go remove 150 because we don't believe we should get it.
Yeah.
They make all kind of excuse.
Yeah.
What he didn't budget it for, and all kind of utter nonsense, which we know was far from the truth.
Yeah.
But the same social stability you degrading leads to what the deputy commissioner accepted now.
Yeah.
The upsurge in crime. Direct correlation.
Direct correlation.
Because necessity is the mother of invention. When you don't walk in, you have to eat still.
Yeah.
You go find it.
You have to find it, Carl. You have to find it. You have to keep your Nawasa connection. You have to. You have to keep your Grand Lake connection. You know? You must. We have a call?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
No calls in.
No
take a
calls. Okay. All right. You have to. Carl, let's just go back a little. Going back is, listen. Do you know or remember? Well, you know Bible, Carl, because you
Yeah.
grew up. You went to school Adventist church and school, and you, Carl.
Yeah.
Jesus said the same Jesus that they lift him up. He says that his followers will not be remembered for the large offering that they gave in church.
No.
They won't remember for the great singing and hallelujah and jumping. You know what they'll be remembered for, Igwe? For doing good to their brothers and sisters. That's what the Christian life is about. The Christian life is about helping. Okay? If I am in prison, do you visit me?
Yeah.
If
But
I am
water.
widowed, yeah, Carl, watch this. If I am widowed, do you, and my husband is dead or my wife is dead and I'm a single person and I'm old, do you come visit me? Do you cook food and bring for me? If I'm a child, I'm an orphan, do you take me in and do you care for me? Do you bathe me? That is what Jesus says to the Christian. This is what we are going to be remembered for, We're not going to be remembered for the hallelujah and the nice suit that many of us have and go to church with.
What is Dr. Pancho?
Yes.
You on point,
Yes, man, I'm on point.
All the single mothers they make go.
Yes. Yes.
When NNP looking after these people, they call it handout.
Yes. And Carl,
You understand?
Carl, I spent 20 years in the United States, right? A lot of it I was just a regular graduate student, you know, and there are programs that my family benefited from, Carl. You understand? You know, mothers, pregnant mothers, young children, you get cheese and milk and all kinds of groceries and stuff. You get you get money for your rent, you know. Carl, let me tell you this. Because they know that when families are going through certain things, you know, young children, you are unemployed or underemployed, that you qualify for certain benefits, even in the great United States, in Europe, in Canada, wherever you go, Carl, every country has a social program and a social network where people can find things when they're down and out. And so, Carl, what this government proved is that, listen, they have a total disregard for people who are struggling, Carl.
They have no love.
No love. You know, I tell you, Carl, I used to always hear Dr. Mitchell saying that these people have no heart and they have no love. And I used to say, go easy on them.
Yes.
I used to say that, you know, Carl. But then I have now the opportunity to see them in action. And I have concluded that their heart is as hardened against poor people, against at-risk people, against the elderly and the single women of our nation. Their heart. Because, Carl, when they took the 150, make excuse and said it wasn't budgeted. And even though you are the ones who had your budget, you won election in June, and in November, you are preparing your budget. So December, it's your budget. You did not put anything there to sustain the program, and you said it came to an end. Well, if it came to an end, you are the ones creating the new budget for 2023. You need to put it back. But they had no regard. But wait, let me finish this, Carl, and you will like this. Because with the same breath that they took that 150 and they terminated the single mothers and single women from cleaners, etc., they said, let's give our ministers $2,000.
With excuse.
With excuse.
Or they have to pay drivers, which everybody knows a lie.
And which everybody knows it's a lie. Carl, this group of people who are leading our nation will have to answer for their stewardship and their treatment against people at risk in this country.
Because, let me break it down, Dr. Pancho, because you see, a lot of times people just pretend they don't know.
Yeah.
First act, the sanitization workers, what you call them under the FIT organization, you terminate the program. Now, if you want to terminate the program and that is a policy, okay.
Yeah.
But here, you terminate the program and you alleging corruption and wrongdoing. You understand? That in itself that is a lie with the intention to deceive people.
Yeah.
And when the Prime Minister spoke of it, he spoke of it in his condescending way.
Yeah.
To just wash up people's hand and to spray up people's hand. Like these are not people.
Yeah.
He added the amount of money paid. And when we break it down, just as simply $800 these people get in a month.
Yeah.
So apart from the 150, Dr. Pancho, they take $800 from the single mothers.
Yeah. That's what they did. You know?
And single mothers tantamount to widow, like I already speak.
Yeah.
In metropolitan country are widows, pension and awards.
Yeah.
And some of the same people in New York and other places, Pancho, you know, and that is the crux of the matter, and that quantify when I say these people have no love.
Yeah.
Because some of the same people, what calling it handout, they in America go in a food bank and they collect food.
Yes.
So it's not handout for them in America.
Let me tell you something.
But down here is handout for
Yeah,
people.
let me tell you something, Carl. Most of the churches, and it doesn't take a mega church, right? You know, Carl, there are churches in the United States, especially in Texas, where you have 20,000 members, right? These are mega churches in California. We have mega churches, and these churches, they run food banks. So after service, I tell you, you go there, you get bags and bags of groceries, and not just once, you know, not on just on Saturdays, you know, Saturdays, Wednesday, any day in the week. People go there and they take food, and trust me, Carl, I'm sure that some of these food that they take come to Grenada in barrels. And let me tell you this, right? Churches give, big churches, small churches give, and those of in the diaspora that are talking about, oh, NNP, you know, you living a handout, you know, and NNP spoil you. NNP, listen, NNP never spoiled anybody.
The school children say, like school children send message for him and find it on your phone.
Yeah, a school child said me, I think they say,
Yes.
let's see if the people's minister will champion the cause of the poor after today.
Oh, okay. Oh, there is something that happening today. There is a changing of the guard today. Yes, I see.
So yes,
We're not promoting it, but I saw some banners up, boy. They tell me that Mr. Lee, all right, is funding this thing. We're gonna talk about that, Carl, on a different program. Yes, but we know who funding her. Yes, we know who funding them.
So,
yeah.
Dr. Pancho, so you take $800 from the single mother.
Yes.
Now the same set of people you say, whatsoever name you call it, handout and so on.
Yeah.
Some of the same set of people who may have been part of the seed program because of the condition 150, so that's 950.
You take 950 from them, Carl. if you have to understand economics, and you're a man of study, and I know that about you, right? You understand economics. You know, when you take money from someone who has a pattern of life, okay? I mean, you budget, you set up your bill, you know, X goes to this bill, X goes here to courts, X goes here to the grocery store, X go here to buy fish, X go here for a susu. The budget, anyway. So when that happens, the life is predictable. And Carl, you have to listen to this, you know.
Yes.
The uncertainty, when you break a routine, anybody's life that is established for a period of time, it becomes a pattern. And when you break that pattern, when you take away money, people go to the bank and they have less from their salary. You break the routine.
Yes.
You destabilize them. People don't understand. People see people get mad and they cuss and they fuss and they fume. But when you break social protocols, when you break a routine,
Social norm.
yes, when you break a habit, it is difficult for someone to sit there and just accept it, because now your mind is racing. I am short here. What am I going to cut? I have nothing to cut. So you're creating this, what is called disequilibrium, Carl.
Yes.
Know that word. You know, we all want balance and equilibrium. And when you hurt my feelings, when you short my money, when you take away from my family, you create this disequilibrium. You put me in chaos. And I could do wrong things.
Yes.
And Carl, unless our leaders see the connection and what I call the symbiotic, that close working relationship between poverty and extremism and crime, unless they start seeing it, they will not understand it. So the upsurging crime and criminal activity that we are seeing is not something that is pulled from a hat. It is something that is brewing, because this current government is creating all the conditions necessary for the crime. Carl, a government's responsibility is to create opportunities for people to live a better life. And if you're not doing that, then you are going to end up with a lot of devious and criminal behaviors. And these guys got to get that in their head and to understand that.
What Dr. Pancho, the Deputy Commissioner who should report to the Minister of National Security, indicated to the nation that
Yes.
crime is on our upsword. So we
Yeah.
don't come in here and make that up, you know.
No. We're not making it up at all. We're not making it up, Carl.
He indicated to the nation
yeah.
that crime is up.
Yeah.
But on Real FM,
Yes.
we warn them about interfering with the social stability of the country.
Yes.
What it going to lead to, what everybody feel we just making noise.
Yeah.
Now the cows come home and there is no measures taken.
Yeah.
Dr. Pancho, listen this thing. And one is not about scaremongering anybody. A man just come out from a boat and walk up a beach and kill somebody.
Yeah.
This thing is not no comforting thing for nobody, you know.
That's a scary thing, Master Carl. This you're talking about insecurity, a sense of fear that is reigning in other guys who are there and probably owe somebody some money and they're wondering, is my turn next? Carl, this is a scary situation in which we find ourselves. And the Deputy Commissioner is right. Unless our leaders address it and arrest it and take decisions that will benefit the lower income people of this country, we are going to end up with a lot of offenses. You know, think of it, Carl. We're preparing for our biggest social activity, you know, which is Carnival. You know?
Wow.
Think of it. Listen, guys, we're not crying wolf.
No.
But I am saying, based upon the trend, what is trending now, and the social inequalities that we're seeing, we're preparing in the next 2 months for our grandest, when thousands and thousands of visitors are going to come here, where hundreds and thousands of dollars are being spent. People become more vulnerable, and people become, there is a likelihood, Carl, for there to be a rise in the criminal activities because of the social inequalities that we currently have. Yes.
As one Calypsonian put it in, that will be a bacchanal season when men lose their reason. All they want to do is to whine and have a good time. And they're feeling fine.
Yeah.
And that, people just lay down the guard at this time. And if we do on the doorstep of such, the crime situation is as is. And we'll see, hearing no plans to curb it.
Yeah.
And the contributing factors to the state of crime is not being addressed.
Yep.
Because restorative justice, take from me and give you. Here's what. So this security guard, he gets a security. They say 20 of them get contracts.
Okay.
He don't know how to manage. So the person who they take it from, he go into that person and ask them to help him. Added to that, so that means they make all who used to work with that thing go,
Yeah.
So there are another set of people that lose their work again here.
Okay.
Because of the direct actions of the government. That has nothing to do with private thing. The government direct action.
Yeah.
So you put these people like them on the breadline on the doorstep of Carnival.
Yeah.
Why yes, right? So Dr. Pancho, the situation that is creating the upsurge in crime is not being addressed.
No, it's not.
More is added to it.
Yeah.
More people going home. And then they're putting up all kind of distraction. That is why I don't follow the distractions on them. Not that I cannot talk.
about those distractions, but it don't making sense coming here and waste my time on those distractions because he has so much other issues to address.
Yeah.
And the Dr. Pancho, the new National Party is a strength. Last election, many things contributed to the result. A lot of lessons has been learned.
Yeah.
A lot of people left the voting finger on the shelf, in my view, because of petty issues. And now they are feeling the effect of making that particular decision.
Yeah.
Now, we as a body, the New National Party, have to understand in unity there's strength. We would not all agree on the same thing. But the bigger picture is country and party, not individual.
Yes, sir.
The bigger picture is country and party. And for us to rescue this country, the party has to be in power. And for us to get in power, we have to be ready and united and registered. And put the organs or the organization in proper perspective.
Yes,
so when you hear they throwing loosely out convention is the NNP business.
Yes, yes.
So people shouldn't go and ask me when we have in convention. When the time is right, convention will be held because we are within a democratic party.
Yes, and we will tell them. You know,
things are to be put in place, and you have what you call delegates and so on. So these things are to happen. So let us not be distracted because they go come and like throw gravels in the rice.
Yeah.
So they go throw like a hint to have us watching each other. So you go hear they saying how this person gonna go and this person next die just to keep us. But if we know what we have to do. Because we done it many times, you know.
Yeah. And we're going to do it again.
We done it many times.
We're going to do it again.
And we have the formula for doing it. And we have the personnel for doing it. And we have the amount of supporters for doing it.
Yes, Carl, let me tell you something. Everything that you just talk about there, we call that the ingredients, Carl.
Yes.
We have the ingredients for success. We have the wherewithal for winning 15 seats. We have the knowledge. We have the knowledge base. We have the resources, Carl, and we have the personnel. When you have the personnel, when you have all of these, everybody else gonna fear you, Carl. And let me tell you something. Carl, let's watch put our face straight in the camera today, and let's speak to a segment of our population. Those who are, and if you are getting a little disillusioned or a little antsy or a little uneasy because you are listening to the voices of those who want to create chaos in the house of the NNP.
The accuser of the brethren.
Yes, if for chance someone in your house is itching, and nudging you to think otherwise. Let me say this here. The NNP as an organization, well orchestrated, well planned and well designed, has all it takes to take us successfully in the next and into the next election cycle. The NNP does not, I'm going to say it again, never has and does not currently have any issue with leadership. We have no issue with convention. When we are ready for the convention, when the executive decides it, and when the delegates and the people of our nation, when we are ready, we are going to announce it and everybody else will hear. Don't get sidetracked by those who want to push us into anything.
And good sense will prevail.
Yes, man. Listen. These are the naysayers. They do not want us to succeed. They know the power.
They don't want us to come back.
No, man. They know the power of 33,000 people that will vote in the next general election for NNP. They know the power. They know it. And let me say this here. All they are trying to do right now is to gain grounds and sow discord and have you wondering about Dr. Mitchell and other people and who is going to lead and when is going to be the next convention. Let me tell you this, all of these things will fall into place, and when they fall into place, they will feel the machinery of the NNP.
Dr. Pancho, and you see, now I come here on this program, my aim is to educate
Yes.
and inform the people, and you raise a salient point. Now we are on the doorstep of the Carnival festivities.
Yeah.
There are certain professional pickpocket people that has come to Grenada just to reap havoc.
Yes.
Now, what this present administration is doing, they are not fixing the social stability of the country, one. And Dr. Pancho, the people charged with the safety and the king's peace.
Yeah.
Carnival is approaching. A lot of experienced officers are applying for retirement. Facts.
Yeah. Wow. Give us the facts.
And the
Carl.
powers that be still choose to victimize a set of senior officers by not conforming them in the rank. So when you need senior leadership ready to do the biggest task in the festival, you have them men and them disgruntled. That ought to be worrying.
Of course it is worrying.
That ought to be worrying, Dr. Pancho, and we must speak because we know they're listening. So change course.
Yeah, they're listening. Carl, there are several significant events in the life of our country. The Christmas season.
Yes.
The Carnival season.
Yes.
And the New Year season.
Yes.
And then general election. And our big sporting activity,
Yes.
which is intercall. Let me say this. On those occasions, you need an alert, totally cohesive and united law enforcement strategy. And you need everyone on board. And right now, the chaos that is being created, someone sent me a Carl, I'm sure you got it, an evaluation of a senior police officer who was demoted, and the evaluation looks so good, Carl. The man get all.
Dr. Pancho, let me explain this thing. He was reverted, but listen.
Yes.
Listen to the case here. That man is a senior superintendent.
Yes. Yeah.
More senior than persons promoted to the rank of ACP. Facts.
Yes, facts.
They go vex, but they can't do it. Others who was promoted to the rank of ACP at the time when Public Service Commission backdated the promotion, the Commissioner of Police said they was under investigation.
Yes.
So the public service rules front against that. And when you consider in promotion within the public service rules, you must consider seniority one.
Yeah.
Now, if you acting, which he was, and he was a marginal performer, you ought to call him in and say, hey, you are shortcomings here, there, anyway, and here's how I'll help you remedy. That was not done.
Right. Because Carl, that was not done because let me add this because there was no need for remedying anything.
But the summary, Dr. Pancho said he exceeded, not excel, he exceeded the requirements.
Yes. So you don't have to fix anything. You don't have anything to fix.
And men who never act
as
ACP, you conform in them in the rank.
Yeah.
Because they use section 95 to say that once you been conformed in your first rank, which is an inspector, there is no need for you to act. So that in itself is what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did disgruntled senior officers on the doorstep of a carnival.
Yeah.
It's a warring something
It's
for
a
the population.
It's a worrying thing for those
But the
officers.
Minister of National Security
Let's talk about
flying
Flying.
like a lugaro.
Yeah, flying.
Dr. Pancho.
Digwe,
Hey.
it's 2 o'clock. Let me open the phone lines.
No, let me think
Them
that.
people and them balling.
Yes.
Balling for you.
Hold on.
Imagine.
Hold on. Now, the latest thing is them men and them say Master Carl. Maybe it's about the money. I say, I mean, the money might be loyal kind of thing. You see, by one time the Prime Minister travel plenty, you must get a podium.
Yes, man. Carl, let me tell
So
you.
more travel, more funds.
Yes. Igwe, you didn't know that? Let me tell you this. The Prime Minister...
More travel, more funds.
The Prime Minister, I think, he said that he didn't want the $2,000.
Because you know you're making it up.
Because let me tell you this. It's said by the international community. So this is not a Grenada thing, right? Whenever you travel on behalf of the state, and then you're traveling as the Prime Minister, so you get a per diem based upon your rank. Okay? And this per diem is not paid in EC.
He's a high rank guy.
Calculated in US dollars. Okay? So you get for your hotels, you get for your meals, he will get for what is called entertainment. So every time he travels and he goes and he buys a steak or a filet mignon, or he goes and buy whatever it is the taxpayers' money. And he doesn't have to buy the cheap wine. He could buy the expensive wine, because you know why? They get the money and then they give back the receipt, and the state entertain these guys. So you wonder why they're traveling like that? Listen, that's where they're making their money.
They say wonder why he.
Yes.
Because you see a lot of places where the line ministers are also go.
Yeah,
You see all this thing on them with the CBI and everything. They say the foreign ministers are also doing that kind of travels and everything.
But he going. He is collecting.
So I tell you, if you follow the funds, if you follow the money, everything clear.
Oh, if you follow the money. And you follow the money.
Well, Dr. Pancho, the people want to have this say.
Yes, let them have this.
So let them have this say.
Let them have this say.
All right. I just locked the phone line. So, folks, you can call in now.
All right, okay.
4420174.
No, but the person draw that to my attention seriously, Dr. Pancho.
Yeah.
You see the man.
So, that way he flying to.
Yeah, man.
Now, KB had some business to attend, which he must have attended today.
Okay. So
That could not be avoided. We try to get it done otherwise, but it must happen today.
Okay.
All right, we have a first call.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right, good day, sir. How are you?
Not too bad.
Bro,
the people waiting to hear the announcement just now for election one. The money they take from the old people, they go raise that people and them pay, as he say, $600 or $650. He will do that. Just ready to come back in power, but that's too late for him. Because I know them people hungry. You understand? And as far as I know, election, somebody is running for the Prime Minister. I don't know how true it is. But I hear that. Yeah. I hear the election, somebody else running. Like it's a Susu
Is that one hand, Susu?
Yeah. Yeah. So, we're waiting and see. Yeah, because election is very soon, not long from now, They could climb Google tree. Election is just now.
Oh boy, interesting call. You know, there are quite a number of people on the ground who are of the opinion that we are going to get a snap election. Yes. I don't know. I am thinking
the thing will come so grimy. You have to do that.
Well, Carl, I'm thinking that these guys. Wisdom. No, I think these guys gonna for the sake of pride.
That man and them holding the food.
They're holding. I am convinced. I don't know.
Them mashing up everything.
Yes, I think they're gonna mash up. They're gonna end up with the steering wheel in the hand and a one tire. But I just
Dr. Pancho, let me tell you this.
I just think they're gonna
after today.
Yeah.
All man Jack had to get in line.
Yeah.
All this stupidness that they practicing
Yeah.
before today.
Yeah.
It can't happen tomorrow.
It won't happen because they're going to have an extra vote. You understand?
So all man
Yeah.
who when they used to go for the food, they will stay in line. They will have to be in line
Yeah,
now.
they got to be in line. Yeah.
And the one with the chicken farming monk chose. You have to be wary.
Yeah.
The one with the chicken farming monk chose.
Yeah.
You have to be wary.
Let me take the call. Hello.
Good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
I am Master Carl saying KB at to attend my important. You shading Kerry? Don't shade KB.
Now always speak truth.
No, don't shade him.
Now your opinion is yours, but always speak truth.
Don't try to shade him.
I don't have no dog in that race. I only know how to speak the truth. I like little children. I can't lie.
Listen me. The thing is now, I thought he have to have a he didn't have to have a by-election. We cannot take NMP people vote and go over to our NDC voting parliament,
No. In some countries, you have what you call crossing the flow legislation. If you want to do that, you have to have a by-election and so on.
Yeah.
Now,
when we come back in power,
what would happen, because most of this legislation came in after same situation like that, and they say, well, we don't want that happening again.
So that
No, that don't in our legislation. You have it in other places where if you want to cross the flow, you have to rest it down and reapply for it.
Yeah.
Well, I want that because you see what's going on now. When everybody themselves, they also want to take NMP vote and go over to where they want. I want the election come. You check it out. We can take NMP vote and jump over where they want to go and tell themselves they win election. So we have to abide with what's going on. And as you just only calling you and tell you now, stop shading Kennedy.
No, I could only speak truth. I know of his engagement, so I could speak of it.
He go on Marco. He put up in Marco now.
Well, if he Marco, he Marco.
Yeah, he put up in Marco now. So that's God do and he telling you, he's coming and shade him here. And he just telling you, leave KB out next week and pick up Roman. That's what I go to tell you that now, because we don't end that with Kennedy.
No, we don't fractionizing. You,
All right.
The good shepherd, if he had 99 and you don't see one, he go and look for it.
Look for it.
Okay, all right.
Well, you take care and thanks for calling.
Okay.
Right. Like Kennedy, good friend.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
All right. I think sometimes we don't seriously consider the psychological impact of the government policy, because government is the biggest employer in Grenada, because government set a restorative justice policy and they set up the ministry to help to implement it. And from day one, the action seems very hostile against the people in the lower income group, the elderly, the physically challenged, disadvantaged children. What happens is that a number of the members of the National Democratic Congress, who normally would not have taken victimization action against people, are doing it. Now listen to the president of the Teachers Union. Perhaps it's like a shocker to unions in the Caribbean, because Grenada Trade Union Council is well respected in the Caribbean, irrespective of the noise that we have, but when we go outside there, we're united. So perhaps it's the first time you see a union openly attacking another union and not showing solidarity. But listen to the utterances. The union leaders say fools could make money, but it takes wise people to spend it. Now these things are going on while ministers seems to, there's some of the utterances you hardly could believe that a minister saying these things. You heard about needy and greedy, this and that. The Prime Minister dismissive attitude towards the individuals who lost their job, and the Minister of Labor practically laughing. that they would not pay individuals. Now, when these policies become entrenched in a country and it filters down on the ground, it could well end up in the private sector, and we could seriously damage the very fabric of our society. It's easy for us to ignore these things in the beginning, but after a while, it becomes entrenched, and that's where the problem exists. And I think sometimes we don't spend much time on that because it is not something tangible that you could just readily see. But I think that's one of the woes of the National Democratic Congress, because they already have a history. In 1990, in 2008, they already have a history of being hostile to people in the lower income group. And now they seem to entrench it in a policy position. And I would like to
They
say,
upgrade it.
yeah, this is an issue that every socialist, every scientist, every educator, my biggest shocker is the union, the teachers' union position.
And he's a union man.
Because that spells trouble. When you listen to the teachers' union, woe be the child that crossed them. And that spells trouble for our society. Yes, my brother, thank you.
All right, bless it.
Yeah, well, thank you, caller. That caller hit there, Igwe.
That's
and
Mr.
Carl.
Pierre.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my honorable guy, man. He calls every moment he gets. He calls for the return of that 150 seed money. But he made the point about this, the inability of this current government to understand psychology and the impact of psychological principles. Take for instance what they did to the Grand Bacolet Juvenile Rehabilitation Center.
Take for instance what they did to you.
Yeah, well,
See?
That's true.
you could say.
And they try to justify doing it. That's the bad thing about it.
Carl, Cabinet Secretary told GBN when GBN asked them, he said, well, we got 2 psychologists coming to replace him at the master's level. Let me say this here, none of them could become a clinical psychologist because, the program was a CDB, Caribbean Development Bank, and they stipulate who must become a clinical psychologist. You must have a PhD.
But as you say that, Dr. Pan.
Yeah, talk to me.
The CDB was here.
Yeah, I know. We're waiting on the report with the IMF, right?
Was the man fly out?
Yes.
The CDB was here, the IMF was here.
Yeah.
And school children see the CDB fraught
Yes.
on the behavior of the GDB by giving all the money, the token on them, and the susuhane.
We're gonna hear about it in the write-up. Don't worry, because the political leader has access to the financial committee finance. So he is going to.
So we go know.
So we're gonna know. We will know.
They can't hide that one.
No, they can't hide this one. Carl, let me tell you something. While we wait for callers, put that call on hold because there's something really important.
See,
Carl, there was a time in our history, and I know for a fact, under the leadership of Dr. Keith Mitchell as Minister for Finance, and even Gregory Bowen, and all of the stalwarts we had who represented Grenada on the international forum, whether it was OECS, CARICOM, IMF, World Bank, United Nations, wherever they went, Igwe, when our representatives stood up to talk, people like Dr. Patrick Antoine, you understand? Mm-hmm. When they stood up to talk, the international community listened. In fact, I was told by reliable sources that sometimes when decisions, Carl, need to be taken at the international forum, the leaders, the chairman would ask, well, let's hear what Grenada has to say first. Let me tell you something. The prestige with which the Grenadian delegations in financial matters and other negotiating matters exercise in the international community is no longer present. Igwe, when those guys here now go, I hear they laughing them.
Yeah.
And not only do they call, and that's serious, not only they laughing them, but sometimes they go and they have no clue.
They sitting in the meeting and can't say nothing.
Yeah, because they don't understand the content.
Those use nice
Yeah, well,
word.
I want it to be nice.
They go in and sit down in the meeting and say nothing
Because
until
they
the meeting
don't
done.
understand the content of what is being presented. Let's go to the phone lines again.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Igwe. Good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
When you listen, it's time for we to understand these distractors. What are they trying to get at? To make us forget the real issue, what is going on in the country, and focus about something else that is not interesting. Something that is not putting bread and butter in the poor people's plate. Right? Like you have someone have difficulty in a home, cannot control his home. There is no peace in the person's home. But the person would not want to speak about that. You want to speak about the other person's home. Right? So calling upon NMP supporters, don't be distracted. Stay focused. Right? Stay focused and speak about the issue. Stick to this talking point about the bread and butter. And what we want to know is when will the government give back the 150 to the seal? When will the people make permanent? That is what people focus on. And when will people that was working with the faith receive money? Right? Because there's people are going through hell in the country. I want to know what plans and program the government have to make the people of Greater Caribbean making life better and not to make the life worse. This is what we want to know. And you have to put everything in order for it to have things in place. And I always say, if you have a plan, if you want to execute something, you must put a plan and put a good plan. You must have a plan good. Alright? So the time will come, when convention will take place, but we have to work and do what is right to have convention. And right now, the focus now is dealing, and the focus now is for we to ask the question, when will the people get back the 150? When will the permanent job come in to the people that you promised? That's what we are focused on.
What is this, Dr. Punch?
Yes.
Now, we're talking about the lower people. Well, we call them the poor and vulnerable, and they don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like that.
But they're trying to get the present prime minister. He's so socially awkward, you see.
Yeah.
He play job, he don't whine, he don't joke.
He don't joke.
They bring him to cut some wood, mouth. I see they trying to make him turn apart the other mouth. I see they have him sucking cocoa.
He can't suck.
No, I don't know. Because you see, they don't know. So then, that shows you they don't feel the plight of these people.
No, they
So
don't.
to them,
Yeah.
when you go and tell them all these people and them,
Yeah.
who is them?
Yeah.
You go use them for numbers in election, but after that, you don't think?
Yeah. Carl.
Then again, Dr. Pancho, when you're going on this meeting and with the CDB and others for project, now the technocrats are to go before you. And as you say, soften the ground.
Soften the ground. Prepare the
You
way.
don't listening to them.
Yeah.
But you're going in meeting, you lose 70 million, and you're coming back and say the NNP losing.
How do you NNP lose it?
By school children say when the man walk out the meeting was like a big joke.
Yeah, it was a joke.
It's like Comedy Central. See with this guy and with tie on the back and thing, or what they call it.
The one with the tie on the back.
And one what I see Peter there, I say you can't take out the hot spot in him.
Yeah.
You know how to
He
find
did not
money?
weighing chicken.
For me,
How you could go and take out road and you chicken you go to go on if it's a chicken thing or some good thing or taking out some goods on the put in the night.
In the middle of the night, yeah. Send you.
But if you know how taking out goods on the put in the middle of the night, yes, that you claim to fame, but you don't know how to negotiating.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hey!
Good afternoon, Master Carl and Jive and Dr. Pancho. Good afternoon.
Hi, Miss K.
Yes. Dr. Pancho, I heard you earlier on was speaking about people in America and going in pantry and them place and the churches. So, when I was living there, was a lot of us as Grenadians used to go on Nostrand Avenue in the Catholic Church. You get clothes, you get a lot of food stuff, and then you pack your barrel and you send it in Grenada. But we have a lot of NDC supporters in the United States now that talking about the handout. And these are the same people, and it's the truth what you said. These are the same people that go to the different churches and the place where you get clothes. And you stand down in Grenada, but now they rejoicing up there, and I know that. And even the government, even if you don't have a green card and you're living in America, there is places you go downtown Brooklyn and you apply. They help you pay rent under Section 8. Pay half of your rent. Some again, they pay the rent for you. You understand? If you have kids there, they take care of the children. But they're there in America getting on and beating up on we down here. But I know they do that. You understand? They give you food stamps. They give you other things that you go and get your vegetables on the farm, and then they give you money to buy. They give you a check you could get clothes to buy clothes. That's how some of them living there. But they getting on about we down here and rejoicing. But that's what they live up there. I'm not saying not all Grenadians are on that. A lot of Grenadians work very hard. You know, but I know that is happening. And it's still happening. And the next thing again, you all talk, the callers talking they're talking about the Prime Minister. Mr. Deacon Mitchell is not listening to us. If the Prime Minister go to England, he go to Dubai, and he go other places, and we as Grenadian citizens asking questions and he not answer, he don't answer. He won't answer nothing. The man doing what he has to do for himself, he not care about us. That ain't happening. Let me wait. That will never happen. Because when he just take power, they say he said, I didn't hear, but I heard Grenadians say, he say doing things different, so he doing things different. How much them man travel, how much time? He come back and tell us, well, this person in that country said they go help us, they go do something. Nothing. Waste of time we asking for him to do certain things. That will not happen. And I'm very disappointed as a Grenadian. I am very disappointed in some of the politicians we have in Grenada. Look at that lady. I had chose that woman. I had chose that lady, and somebody sent something on the phone. They said she having a meeting today, and the Prime Minister is his guest speaker. I cannot trust none of them, no, because I don't know who next. Who next? We're going to say something. I feel so bad as a woman. I had chose that woman. Understand? And again, they say them is church people, they believers. I don't trust nobody, and we have to blame ourselves because a lot of NNP supporters have no apology. Vote for NDC. So the thing I'm going through in my life now is because of some of them. Because I cannot believe how Mr. Bowen, Mr. Gregory Bowen could have lose it. This is something I can't get over. I can never get over that. So something wrong. I don't trust them, Master Carl. I don't trust them because you don't know who is who. You don't know who is who. When you look at what's going on in Grenada with under Dr. Keith Mitchell, we could say we have eyes to see and ears that all that work they did, they didn't perfect, they didn't make mistakes. And the same Grenadian people, they didn't make it. NNP, I don't hear them. I just hear them in my ears. I just hear them with my ears saying, if they give me money, that won't happen. I bet you, if NNP win the election, nobody didn't have nothing to say. Nobody will have nothing to say. They will not want no they will not say nothing. So that alone to show me, Camille, how bad man some of us is. Have a good evening.
All right, Cam.
Thank you, Miss Camille. Thank you. Yeah.
We're moving on.
Yes. All right.
Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
It's something that is bothering me with the security system. the security bosses who is now losing their job, those who have 30, 20, 40 workers, the new bosses, is there a guarantee that they would be taking these people to work?
No.
This bothers me.
Most cases they lose their work.
Now, hearing these people calling for us to come together and build the country, and this is and for the future generation, then if it's that what we're teaching to do each other in the now, because it's now that translate into the future. If you teach a man to thief and to kill, that's what he could grow up to do. That is his future. And if you teach or you set the precedent of just removing people and fine people for no reason, just to replace party hawks and people who you think support you, and you will get rid of those who you believe don't support you. If it's that what you call in coming together to build a country, what future are we going to have? What are we telling our children in the future? This is the way to go? The people who don't support you, oppress them, you get rid of them? I am saying that Grenadians doesn't understand what we're doing in the now. Right down to the future. We are spoiling what we call the future. We are making this country a dangerous place to live. Because we are making certain people feel that they are not welcome in their own home, which is Grenada. Grenada don't love them. Their government don't have feelings for them. I think this thing is too spiteful, too hateful, and NDC has to stop it. It hurts the ordinary man. Imagine a man owe courts, and he owe other financial institutions. He ain't do nothing, but in it all, he lose his job. Because NDC want to make room for their supporters. You know, I was speaking to a supporter of NDC, and the person said to me, you know, I was speaking to a minister, and the minister told me that they have a group of people going around investigating. He said to me, I'm not telling you a joke. He said, this statement shocked me when the minister was relating it to him. He said, tell him that there is a group of people going around investigating, making sure that wherever NNP people are, that they are going to let them go as long as they are on contract, or when their contract up, they're not renewing it. They're just letting them go because they have to find space for their people. That's a dangerous, dangerous statement. That shows that we are creating a state where one set must flourish and one set must suffer. So they are making sure because they have to find place for their supporters. He said he was shocked. He said the minister told him that, and he was so shocked to see what kind of road we going down in Grenada. This thing is not right. And this kind of government we're trying to set for the future. And then we're talking about building this country and for the future generation. But look what we're teaching the future generation to do. To victimize each other. We have to speak more loud. And we have to continue to speak up and continue to fight that demon, that evil spirit that is trying to take over our land and bring us into a land of hate, where we hate each other. We hate yellow hate green and green hate yellow. We have to continue to fight these people. These people, forgive me for saying that, are the children of the devil. Because the Bible says, you hear of your father the devil, and the things of him you will do. And these are the works of the devil. To take away bread from one man's mouth, set him hungry to satisfy another man. That's the work of the devil. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Yeah.
And that is the crux of the matter, because the restorative justice.
Yeah. The restorative justice is that they are of the opinion that there are people who should have gotten, and now is their opportunity to get at the expense of knowledge, experience, etc. Excuse me, Lord. Wait.
All right, let's go to the phone line.
Yes, let's go to the phone line.
Hello.
Pleasant good afternoon to all my brothers in Christ.
Afternoon.
I'm worried for my brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews in the police force. I have green, I have yellow. And this division is not healthy for them inside there because the young people get so frustrated. The elders who won't able to speak to them inside there, they go pull gun. And there the trouble going to start because the Prime Minister set the pace for that. So I'm very worried. I have some relative on the doing security on the wharf in Grenville. Some of them, I think that is the last week or month. They're going home, and they don't know what they're going to do to look after the children home. The Prime Minister don't like poor people. Like it's a crime to be poor because the mother and the father was poor, and like it's a cost. You don't want to hear nothing about the elderly because we should have worked and put money there for when we get old. That is a word what has been said. And the NNP giving handout, but wasn't handout. The little 10 days was not handout. Our son since before election, he get 2 days and nothing up to now. Nothing. And still, when you bounce, people bounce in you and you have to tell them sorry. Look, somebody bounced me on the bus the other day. They knocked my glasses. Look at my nose swell where the glasses bounced me. The man passed yesterday watching me bad. Right now, I'm afraid to leave my door open because I don't know what could happen next. Because like ignorant tea just pass helter skelter. And the Prime Minister have nothing to say. I watched the Minister of Labor, the Labor Minister, whatever she is. When she's speaking, she's smiling because she get her restorative justice passing. She's getting everything. She's smiling when she's speaking right now. And laughing at everybody because the poor and vulnerable is more vulnerable right now. So all we have to do is to pray to God to take charge of our country before the system take hold of us. Because Dr. Pancho not there, I don't want to get crazy because I don't know who will look after. I don't know if you have a private office. Tell me, please. Let you check me now, please.
Dr. Panchu.
Yes. I call her. Dr. Pancho does have a private office. It's upstairs, the Digicel building in Grenville.
Okay, thank you. Well, I will give you a check anytime because I find out I'll forget. All right, no, have a blessed
All right, you too.
All right, yeah. But Carl, this caller, this beautiful lady is making a very, very important point when she talks about the inability of this current group of leaders not to feel the pain, and you talked about it also, the pain, the pathos, the of being poor and of being disenfranchised.
Yeah.
Listen, Carl, this comes from the heart. Let me tell you this: it's the ability to empathize and to feel empathy for comes from the peripheral nervous system, which when triggered, so when you see a sight of someone, when you have the ability to cry, Igwe, when you have the ability to say, you know what, is the last $5 I have in my pocket, but I would rather walk and give that child so that he or she can have something to eat. When this is your central nervous, your peripheral nervous system that kicks in, that gives you that
empathy.
And if you don't have that, Carl, then you are going to grow up, or you are going to administrate or lead as a heartless person.
One lady says it's an ice box.
Yes, it's an ice box.
They may have.
Yes.
Or some battery.
We have a caller?
Yes. Call on the WhatsApp. Hello.
Mr. Pancho. Congratulations on the new punk job. I know you missed the $20,000 a month, but don't mind, you'll get it back. Mr. Pancho?
I can't take another one.
Who's that?
I don't know. Let's go to the next slide. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Yes, how is everybody?
How are you?
Doing good, thanks.
All right, go right ahead.
Dr. Pancho.
Yes, sir.
Your cousin is glued to the radio right in North America.
Okay.
And the one in Hartford Village, glued to.
Okay.
All right. So, well, listen, Carl, good afternoon, my brother.
How you doing?
Doing good. Since after that economic turn that we have had in the world, that's 9/11, you remember, I think you remember that vividly clear, that we recognize that when 2008 to 2009 kicked in and we had a change of government in Grenada, led by the Honorable Tillman Thomas and his team. When we came in 2013, the NNP, you would realize that the lives, as a matter of fact, let me just go back quickly a few seconds behind. The people in 2008, 2009, coming up to 2013, they were crying, they were bawling. It's like pig get strike, you know? Lots of persons lost their jobs. You know, they had sent home people, you know, conveniently. They just sent them home because they did not. And I really don't think they wanted to send them home, you know. But because of the way that they managed the economy of the country, they had to let them go. They had to fire a lot of people. And when 2013 and the New National Party was voted into office, we could have seen the joy, we could have seen the parading of the people of our country. And you know, we could have seen the revival. We could have seen the people how that they were so joyous that NNP had returned to office. And when they returned to office, the leadership and the party that formed the government got up one time and started to work. You know, we had a great revival in the police service. I've been a police officer, and I could tell you, they had a great revival in the police force. You know, men that was sidelined was promoted. You have some men, even to the prominent secretary in the Ministry of Education. You saw what happened. You know, he sung against the Prime Minister at the time. You know, who sang about the other belly also got promotion. You know. Was elevated to a higher rank. And Carl, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now today we can see a repeat of 2008, 2009 up to 2013. The people, and guess what? It is worse. It is really worse. I've never seen it like that. You know, I've been one of those who've been sent home. You know, I've been working with the government of Grenada, not NNP. Right? I started working under the NNP government. You know, I was sent home. And guess what? From the time that I was sent home, economically speaking, things are very, very, very disturbing, and it's changed, you know. But let me tell Grenadians, there is hope, you know, and we are God-fearing people. And we want you to put your trust, put your faith in Almighty God and believe that God could turn things around. Let's look on the positive side of things, you know. Knock what has to be knocked and, you know, encourage, you know, if anything is good happening, still give it praise, you know, regardless, you know, but sorry to say, nothing is happening. I'm not seeing anything substantial is happening. You know, I want to give somebody else another chance that they can call. But gentlemen, thank you for doing your work. And we really and truly are standing in the gap praying for you and our country. God bless you.
All right, man.
Well, thank you, caller. Thank you. That's
a good caller.
Another caller.
No, I said that was a good
Oh,
one.
yes. Very, very, very mature responses to what's going on. Carl,
Hey.
I fear not for the House or the NNP.
No,
we fear not.
You're safe.
And I don't getting distracted by issues that wouldn't help the party.
Yes, we're not.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I come back in there.
Right.
To the caller that just called it, God is good, sir. I put all my trust in God. I fear no man what they could do to me. You know what happened? Friday, I think it was Thursday, a young lady came to me and tell me they're looking for me all the time. And I think everybody in Grenada, Caribbean team, I think know, because I always call out my full name whenever I make a call on the radio. And I tell them where I live. And I tell me still looking for me. So I tell her I want nobody come inside me house. And I want to tell her she working with the government of Grenada, Caribbean Piggymatic. And she did understand when I tell her that. But I still entertain her where I was telling. And it was terminal. I give her a chance to sit down. And she started asking me a lot of questions. Question like, if I is a diabetic, if I have sugar, if I have cancer, how much children I have, how much room I have in my house, all these things, and it shocked me. Because if I have cancer, and anybody come to me, that is my private business. I cannot tell you that. You understand? But the government send this lady, they're sending them out to question you about if your children minding you and how much room you have in your house. So I don't know. Dr. Pancho, I work with the government of Grenada under Sir Eric Matthew Gary. And I used to get $60 a fortnight taking out sand and gravel in the sea to help build hospitals and to help build the roads and all them things. $60. So if the government of Grenada gives me something, so you have to find out now if me 5 children minding me to give me something, I will cut it off. But before the NDC, and I want them, another listen, I know if Prime Minister of this country is listening, Prime Minister Deconization, before you take power, sir, address tonight, eating, and paying me water bill. So it don't matter what all you do to me, scamming. I've been working all my life since a young girl I working, and I am 66 years of age. So anything all you want to do it.
Miss
I just
Kami,
want the people to know because they coming in your house and questioning you about your children. About your
Miss
children.
Kami,
Yes?
a school child just sent a message for me to tell you. They say they got you back. You don't have nothing to worry about. So,
Well, I don't understand.
better already run the
This is
people and them
nothing you
when they
come into
come.
your place. and the next thing about it, you have a lot of people. You have a lot of people that are Mr. Carl, that is NDC supporters, and they're rejoicing over people. As if I the only Grenadian that vote for NNC. I am an NNC supporter, and I will remain there. I will remain there. Yeah? I have nowhere to go, because I'm not an ungrateful Grenadian. I'm going to remain there, whatever it costs, I will stay there. I have to tell them that, because some of us is so ungrateful. I tell them I'm very, very disturbed. When someone, and I want someone to don't send no clips from me about Delma Thomas. Do not send nothing on my phone. Nothing. And I don't like that. I don't want to hear nothing about this thing because I'm very disappointed with that lady. Very disappointed. Hey, have a good evening.
Blessing.
Thank you, Miss Kami. Thank you. Yeah.
Miss Kami, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Remember,
Yeah.
we know people, and they call her before Miss Kami. Because remember the teachers, boss, made it here, they should make all NNP people go in the ministry.
Yeah, yeah.
Call on the WhatsApp.
Hello. Dr. Pancho, Carl, and Igwe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good topic today. Good topic today. First class, man. And Dr. Pancho, I
Yes.
think if you can remember, because you know a lot about the NNP administration. Could you remember in 2013 when Dr. Mitchell and the NNP took over and come back to office? You know, Dr. Mitchell had us to go to Trinidad and beg the Prime Minister from Trinidad, which was a woman, for about $7 to $8 million borrow because it was emergency. That they had called him to in Barbados, and when he think they called him to celebrate his return, was to tell him how much money he had to come up with immediately. So he had also called Trinidad and begged the Trinidad Prime Minister to lend him, I think it was 7 point something million. I does not hear you guys talking about that. That was very important to know. You see, when you have connection, once you have connection, you could just pick up the phone and call. Look, Dr. Mitchell right now is the opposition leader, and he has so much connection that the NDC don't even know what's going on in the head.
Yeah.
Because anything they intend to do, Dr. Mitchell already know it. That's why we asked him to come out and talk to the people. He sit down for a while, but he wouldn't be sitting anymore. Right? For now, he's the opposition leader, and he decided to come out and talk to the people. Because Dr. Pancho, Carl Igwe, remember, one man, one vote. Always remember that. And I always used to tell Sheldon and Ian at the time, once the poor people stick with the leader, they could never lose an election. But one thing we miss, you have to go to the people all the time. The government did great, but the party did poorly. Because we say we win already. People was not going to the people. And when the people had complained, because I'm in Canada, and the amount of complaint I was getting for when people go to the office, the different offices, you understand me? They wasn't getting what they're supposed to get. Because we were studying everybody, NDC, NNP, we were studying everybody. And some of our own people who had voted for us got it left. You see, but that's not the policy of the NNP. The NNP is there to help everybody, right? I used to hear Sister Delma Thomas saying that. It surprised me now that Sister Delma run on the other side. You understand?
Yeah.
It surprised me. She's the same one who said to me, the only good in opposition. She make it clear. I want to only get the tape and play it. The only good in.
Oh, God. Hello. Call on the WhatsApp.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. I want to just say one thing. I'm here, Miss Thomas having a meeting in Maribor today. But I'm begging and I'm pleading to the supporters of the NMP, don't stand for her words. Whatever she says, even though they go there, listen, but don't stand under her. Because it's only a big shit. Because I heard she was in England with the Prime Minister, and she was the speaker. So please, I want the supporters as NMP to stand strong and leave these people alone. Never thought Miss Thomas would have done that to us, so let that woman stay where she is and fall in her pot for herself. Thank you.
Dr. Pancho.
Yeah.
You has been an Adventist for a while.
Yeah, almost all my life, right?
Let me tell you something about Adventists. And Adventists, I liken them to NNP. Adventist does backslide, but it doesn't join other religion.
No, man, we don't join no other religion.
True Adventist doesn't join other religion. They backslide and then they come back.
Yeah. They stay home for a little while and they come back.
They vex, they tell everybody in the church hypocrite, they curse. And then you have a crusade and they come back.
Revival and they come back home.
Yeah.
They come back home.
And so NNPs.
Yeah.
They vex, we didn't get it, that we didn't get that, but they realize they vex for the little piece of both they didn't get.
Yeah.
They leave a voting finger on the shelf and now they don't get nothing.
Yeah.
So they go come back with a bang,
They
don't have a choice.
They're coming back banging.
Bang, bang.
You know, the last caller, let me read something here. While we're going to take a call in a while. It says, people are not loyal to you. They are loyal to their need of you.
Yeah.
Once their needs change, so does their loyalty. Yeah. You know? So you're talking about the changing of an MP this evening? No loyal to us. loyal to her needs.
Let's see the call again.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You know, Mr. Fletcher do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fletcher do the same thing.
Yeah.
And before God ready to take him, he come in St. David in a rally in St. David.
Yeah.
And beg pardon.
And he begged pardon.
And he don't last long from that. Now, and next thing again, I live in Upper St. John.
Well, they want them come for you?
Yeah, let it come.
You're saying where you live.
let it come. Watch. Partly all below NDC people house are material,
Yeah, everybody getting these days, you know.
I don't know if they had a profile to they're getting it free. I don't understand that. Uncle NDC alone has seen in
Like you're lumberyard by your brother.
Yeah, lumberyard is job. I don't know if the cool they go and get that. But something wrong, something has to take place. Alright.
Alright, bro.
I like that. You gotta love
Hello.
Hey, good afternoon,
Good afternoon, my brother.
Yeah, I sit down there, I'm not finished with so much, and while I was listening, I say that program is on a different level this evening. And I just want to commend you guys for all the information, especially you, Dr. Pancho, for all the psychological statements you've been making. It fall on fertile ground, and what we need to do, in spite of all what's going on, let us all be our brother's keeper. Let us do what we need to do. Let us teach and let us encourage one another. And as you now say, 7 days does leave, and we there's very few of us that may go and join some other religion, but we leave and we come back. That is what we do, and we do, and see just as what NNP do, Seventh Adventists does do it. Feed the hungry, clothe the naked, visit the sick, visit those in prison, visit the people, help the people, give them food stuff, build their houses, and do all these things. And we as NNP supporters, we have to go back to these people because we neglect some of them for too long. But you see the thing is, on the other hand, I don't vote in for NNP for what I could get. I voted for NNP for what my country is receiving. And I want NNPites to understand that. You mightn't get it now, or you mightn't get that, but your children could benefit because of the contribution you as country. Just look at the both parties and check which one was concerned about country and the poor and the vulnerable. Because NDC know, they tell themselves these poor people and them, they needy and they greedy as rightfully as someone says. So they sweet talk some of us much and we fall for it. And we let go the real bone in our mouth. We dive down like the dog, like the rat in the royal reader. And when we dive down for each other, we come back up without nothing. And we regret we let go the real bone in our mouth. So I am appealing to NNPites, those who crossed the floor and voted for whatever deceiving attacks the NDC give. Come back home. We are accepting you with open arms. And when we see, and I want to tell those who are inside, let us don't do as the prodigal son. Some of them, when they come back home, you go hear those who inside saying, and this my son that go there and think of it, harlots and kind of thing, and coming back now to come and play what, and you have to get this and get that and kind of thing, and I walk in hard, and I don't get in nothing. No, let us welcome them back home. Let us put on the ring on the finger. Let us put our shoes in the foot. Let us put a new robe. Let us kill the fattest calf. Because they have no...
That man preaching, man.
but it's serious to look, Carl. We have to get them back. We have to go out there and get them, win them back, convince them. Because I was speaking to an NDC supporter sometime last night. and he was saying, oh, well, when the election has a consequences, and when election come, oh, that was discipline and the security, and then they get work because NNP in office. So NDC no come, they have to go and prepare. I say, but that is not the way our economy, our country work. Our government is a continuum, and we have to work together, whether green, whether yellow. It is about people's livelihood and the bread and the butter. When you take them out on the bread and butter, and you don't create nothing new to establish the economy, to grow the economy, you don't create nothing. And the unemployment is beginning to rise and rise. I said, look at this. When NLP came back in 2013 to 2019, before the pandemic, our unemployment was 14% low, and it was going down. And if it was not for the pandemic, our unemployment was going down and down because the government was creating ways to create jobs for people. Regardless of your political affiliation, regardless whether you're green, whether you're yellow, they help you. And then you turn around and saying this kind of a thing. I say, that don't make no sense. I say, some of you just have so much a bag of certificates and still talk things that don't make no sense. You understand? So we have to look out and we have to educate and sensitize. And my living, let me also note and say that from next month, the constituency of St. Mark's, we will be vamping our program. We will be going to the different committees and public meetings because not everybody was going to listen this radio thing and the device. So those what are listening on these devices and that kind of thing, we going out there and sensitize them, bring all the issues that affecting Grenada, that affecting people's livelihood right about now, that is demonizing the police force right about now. So we are out there, and every month we'll be going to a different village, a different territory, and to proclaim the issues what is at hand. Anyway, guys, thank you and have a good evening. Thanks for accepting my call.
Yeah, man. Well, let me tell you this. Congratulations to you, man. That's how we rebuild. That's how we reinvigorate the NNP back on stream. You know, meet them where they are, and let me tell you something. You talk about the prodigal son, you know, going, they'll come home. They are already on the way home, Igwe. They are on the way home, man. They're right there at the door. They're here. And they're just waiting for the opportunity to cast their ballot and to cast their vote next time around, man. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Afternoon.
You see that God we can see there? Don't joke with him.
Yeah.
You see rain? That is rain. Wash out them. You see rain? Wash them out.
Wash them out.
Wash them out. You see that God we can see there? Don't joke with him.
Yes.
And the plan never had to come fill.
Yeah.
They will try, but they won't make it. Trust me.
Wash them out and let the green leaves come.
All the NMPIs, get ready, register, and we on the move. We can't stop us now.
Oh boy, yeah. The rain wash them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And God already flood the land when he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't like certain
when
things.
He didn't like certain things,
So he
man.
just wash it.
Wash it clean. Yes.
Water.
Yes. Water.
Hello.
Water.
Hello,
Good day.
Igwe,
Hey.
Master Carl, and Dr. Pancho.
Hi.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah,
good
go on.
evening.
Yeah. How are you?
So she does do it, man.
We're doing good, you know, and we get in the water. Our plants are growing. Our wells are filling up. Yeah. And we're enjoying this conversation today because today is a good day. Today is a Sunday in May, you know. Yeah, we're doing fine.
I'm very happy for the program today, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to say, to share my point too. The low-income bracket people in this country, they're going through some real, they're going through some real testing time, you have to say, but I only asking them to hold on,
Hold on.
Hold on. God is in control,
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it is, God is looking down. God is looking upon us, and keep up giving the keep up the good words, And I want to tell our NNP people, especially those who are battle tested and leading, continue leading, and the house is open and the door is open and welcome new people. And we want to say the door is open and welcome new members, as we're moving on. Nothing gonna stop us. We're moving on, And I want to tell my people, especially the low income bracket people, let us continue looking for one another and looking out for one another, because in these times we need to look for one another, as many of the callers that demonstrate and said it this evening. Your love and care and affection, and these are attributes of life that we have to endure. And we know what it is when we have to go through, under the leadership of the NDC. We know. So it's not that we don't know. We know. So let us, it's testing times, but we will overcome. We will overcome soon.
All right.
You all have a good evening.
You too.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And let me say good afternoon to Jennifer in Bylands.
Yeah.
Regular listener to the program.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Hello. All right. Don't lose down. Oh God. The line just going crazy.
Yeah.
You just have to get the machine and they go while they catch himself. Because I press hang up and next one coming. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Bro,
Yeah, oi.
like you hot this evening, man.
Amongus pass and tell me. Amongus pass and tell me that Delma will be the candidate and decide and another one going for the governor general,
The governor general?
Yeah, if they win an election again. Yeah, Mongoose tell me that.
No, well, don't listen to that Mongoose, because there is no win
I know Mongoose already. Yeah?
Yeah, there is no Mongoose again.
Yeah, so that's him. Thank you.
Well, the place full of mongoose.
Yeah. There is no win again. There is no win again. There is no win again. The power. They will feel the power of the NNP machinery.
Well, they know what
in the
will
next
happen.
election cycle. Yeah. So let them rant and rave with their one term.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, but I got real water by me,
Real water up here too, Real water.
I think I hear the rumbling. I don't know if that's thunder here in it. Real water, but I'm glad for the water. Thank God for the farmers.
Yes.
Well, I am a farmer.
He's a farmer too.
Yes.
By extension.
Get a lot of water. Yeah. And a lot of us as Grenadians think God is good. And
All the
think
time.
We only talk about God only when we're in trouble, When we have problems, when we know God. Use God's name. A lot of us just use God's name. So when I hear you call God's name, I give me $20 a hand. We have to have a good heart.
Yeah.
And I want to say good afternoon to Dr. Mitchell, and good afternoon to Miss Yolande, good afternoon to Peter David. These are people, good people in this country. Despite they don't say nothing office, they will always want to know if you collaborate. Good afternoon to you, sir. Take a bow. Amen.
All right.
He always look for us.
Okay, she phone breaking up.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Miss Kami, you're right, man. Dr. Mitchell is a hero. He's a legend.
That man is a good man. I don't know what nobody says.
Yeah.
He's a good man. Peter is a good man. I know that.
Yeah.
Nobody has to tell me. Miss Yolande is a good woman. And good afternoon to all the NFPI. Mr. Gary Boy and everybody.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
yeah. You know what, Carl? This is Thank you, Miss Kami. You know, Carl Anigwe, this evening is a good evening as they are witnessing the transition. It's a good evening to recognize the 5 stalwarts who remain standing in the Parliament of Grenada, led by Dr. Mitchell. You have the Honorable Peter David from the town of St. George. You have Sister Kate Lewis from St. Andrews Northeast. You
Tiger.
Have Sister, the Tiger.
Yeah.
You have Sister Emmeline Pear, the powerhouse
The
in
old
St.
vet.
Andrews South.
She on veteran status on the politics now. Yeah, man.
Emma?
Yeah, she on veteran status in the politics,
She-
man.
Yeah, man. And then we have, the most veteranist, that is Dr. Clarice in St. Mark's. You know, these 5 people supported.
And then you had the brigade.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I like
And-
Bregs,
you know, and these people.
Police go telling RSS.
Yeah.
When Louis was the brigade and he said the Bregs coming.
Yeah.
When they say the Bregs coming,
You know.
Gates,
Yeah.
you know the Bregs coming.
Yeah. But let's also recognize on this rainy and beautiful Sunday evening, you recognize our hardworking General Secretary Roland
Yeah,
Mola.
but
I listened to
Roland-
him answer some questions from Callistra and Hamlet the
No,
other
Roland
night.
Roland is a Dan.
Roland is a test.
A Dan.
Roland is a test, yes. And then you have the chairman of the party, you know, Ollie Oliver, you know, and we have so many great people working in the background to ensure the success of the new national party.
And here are some names I would not mention now.
Yes.
Who are interested in coming in.
Yes.
People of serious caliber.
Carl, let me tell you now. Carl, let me tell you. We when you see the thing break out.
And we start to unveil people.
What? Because Carl, there are some who became so bitter against NNP. I hear they gone back now, looking back for the membership.
Not only that, let me tell you something what I have to understand. In politics, one day in politics is a lot.
Yeah.
After what happened on June 23rd, the political boss of the NNP has to repack.
Yes.
Some have to change seat. Some have to come off, some have to come on.
Yes.
And that is what we're going through now. So have no fear.
Yeah.
Because they go come with all kind of things to distract you. They go say who going next and who going next. But be not dismayed.
We have a call on the
Let's take it, let's
WhatsApp.
take it.
Yes.
Miss Yvonne Courtney says good afternoon.
All right. Well, tell her hi. Yes.
She's
Hi
listening.
there, Yvonne. Yes. All right. Great.
Call on the WhatsApp. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Igwe, what's up?
Adi.
Master Carl.
Hey.
And Dr. Panchu. Pleasant good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And all my Real FM NMP listeners. I am an NMP to the bone and
Marrow.
since 1984.
All right.
Nothing and nobody except the Lord Almighty would change me.
Preach.
Master Carl, yesterday was my strong day. I didn't say it before, but yesterday
Well,
was
happy
my
birthday,
strong
man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And yesterday morning, when I looked at the weather, I said, oh no, man, the rain is going to spoil the day for me. Because I had really planned to celebrate yesterday. I watched the weather and thing, and eventually the weather held up. So I was able to go out and enjoy my day. But, you know, it is said, never underestimate the powers of nature.
This is stand
Look at what is
still and
happening
watch the
today.
judgment of the Ancient of Days.
Look at what is happening today. The only thing we don't get in is thunder and lightning. That speaks volume.
Yeah.
It speaks volume. And MPI, ye who have eyes to see, let them see. That one is seeing. Do not underestimate the powers of nature. People go say, oh, if we get in the rain thing, but the rain falling for a reason. That rain is falling for a reason today. To ensure that Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell is being cleaned, washed, cleaned for all the deceptiveness, the lies, the maliciousness, whatever it is being said about him. Look at when the rain is falling whole day. Look at when the rain is falling whole day. I'm not saying that the rain wouldn't fall tomorrow, you know. But according to my grandmother, I put in my pot on the fire, bet me last bottom dollar, the rain don't fall whole day tomorrow, God. Do not underestimate the power of nature. Thank God for the rain today. Thank God for the rain. Thank the Lord for the rain. That's all we can say. Thank the Lord for the rain.
All
God is
right.
not sleeping.
I
God is
hear
not
you, girl.
sleeping.
I
And
hear
I said
you.
it last week.
Yeah.
The grandmother used to say, God is not a Susie Michael. God is not a Susie Michael. Do not underestimate the powers of nature.
All right.
Have a good evening. I'll
All right.
explain.
Beautiful.
I
beautiful.
swear I
love her, yo. All right. The rain came and washed them away, boy. Yeah.
Dr. Pancho.
Talk to me. Talk to me, Carl.
It is an opportune time. I want to give you about a couple minutes. I want you to speak to the NNP people. Speak to NNP.
Yeah.
I want you to do it.
Yeah. I'm serious, Carl. Listen.
No, let me take after the call. Let me take the call again.
We have one. Okay. Yeah.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yay!
Hey, Master Carl, Dr. Pancho Igwe.
Yeah.
Right, this question is for Dr. Pancho. Dr. Pancho, can you define to me what the term salary means?
What the term salary means? Salary is compensation
for works.
Right. Salary is a fixed compensation for work done or work rendered.
Yes.
So I don't understand why these NDC lumpengs, they'll be saying, oh, all the NMPIs was getting free money. If you work, you have to get paid, regardless of how you get to work. That is my problem with these people.
Yeah.
Concepts in it. You don't understand certain things in it. Yeah. Nobody else gets free money. If you work, you have to get paid, regardless of what size, how much. It could be $1. Once you work, you have to get paid. So that is the mentality that, oh, you're getting free money, you used to get free money, and you miss the free money. Well, my God, if you used to get free money, then you have to go in jail because you was robbing the state then. These are the kind of people that you have to listen to them very carefully, and I keep saying, when you do listen to them, you will understand. And like the Prime Minister rightly said, if you give a cheap government, if you pay them cheaper, you get cheap government.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why all of them except him take $2,000, and you hear what you're saying now? That's exactly right. He taking the big half for himself, and the others, his Minister of MIT, they are flaunting their utter disrespect for the sanctuary of the Gradient banks, basically the development bank, in our face. Look what they're doing.
We go hear from the CDB, man. You afraid?
It is bluntly in our face. I sure I can go and get $30,000 right now. I'm getting 2.3 million or whatever you get, and saying he was in the bank before, and that was it. If he was there before you become minister, you have to recluse yourself. That is corruption 101.
But not just being a minister, you know. What a lot of people failing to understand. He sits in cabinet, and cabinet decide who serves on the board of the bank, you know. And then he go back to who he select on the board and ask for money. That was the corruption.
Yeah, that's the corruption. That's the corruption.
Not just he getting money, you know.
Yeah.
He puts who in position.
Yeah.
What I've seen is a direct slap in the face. Is that, you know, the fronting is so blatantly and fragrant that they supporting this thing and calling people all kind of names. I give Honorable Kate Peters, some kudos for how she handled herself on that program on GBN. She handled it very well, very well. And that to me is what they call a young blood in the NLP that will be there for a very long time.
No, but
NDCI put that in the smoke and pipe it.
But watch this. No. Watch this, Antonito.
Yeah.
Now, after Kate Lewis Peters performed a distinction on GBN, you realize after that the narrative is she going just now. Because it's something they're doing, you know.
Yeah.
They don't ordinarily in deception, you know.
Well, you know, I just follow the social media. I just follow it for my reason, because I like to say, when you hear them, you have to have backing to see what they're saying. Okay. Because the senator very loud, and very, very loud, the senator. They will come with a trick question. Someone asked her about the relationship with her and the honorable MP that seems to be switching. And Miss Peters clearly said that as far as she know, this lady had no problems with the party, right? Basically, that's what Miss Kate was saying, and also Mr. Roland Bullard. As far as they know, there was no problem. So what is happening right now is rather strange, and it is fairly okay. It's very okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But is it behind what people are throwing, the shades people throwing behind the movement, is because of the leader of this party and the leader of this party. If we go back and listen to what the first series of interviews with Honorable Thomas, the two Thomases, and they were both asked about if the Honorable Prime Minister knew about the union. Both of them said no. So which means that he's either putting them under the bus or he's a blatant liar.
Anthony, you're asking if the guys are liar. Anthony, I mean, you insult me, man.
Yeah, you make him a
You know the man is a liar, man. Anthony, don't speak no satire here.
Have a good afternoon.
We have many occasions when we prove the guy the truth about it not.
Yeah.
You make a little mistake, man. Don't worry.
Yeah. But
what even the union say the man statement is manifestly certified false.
False.
So not me alone not saying this thing or this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Pancho, speak to the NNP people.
Listen, NNP, the house is solid. There are a couple of things I want to remind you of. One, we do not struggle for leadership. Currently, we are led by the most distinguished political figure in the Caribbean, not just in Grenada. The most successful, the most vibrant, the most feared, the most eloquent, the most politically savvy political leader. And until the executive decides on a convention and the delegates say otherwise, we are not struggling for leadership. Okay? Remember that. And do not allow the naysayers, the party poopers, to dissuade you and to tell you that we need to change leadership and we need to have convention because the Constitution calls for convention. Let me say this to you. We had a convention last year. So if the party and the leadership chooses not to have a convention this year, it is our right to do so. Do not get wary, because that's what they want. They want us to forget. Carl, that's what I'm looking at the camera now. They want us to forget the mismanagement that is happening under their watch. Where the cabinet can put in directors of banks and they can now go to the directors and say, well, I put you there so you can give me money, even though I do not have the collateral to get the money. They are doing that. They can give themselves a $2,000 raise. They can fly whenever they want because they get good per diem and incidental and collect money on the side. They can do that, right? And they do not want us to talk about it. So if they can come into our conversation, and if they can cause us to be distracted and to talk about our business rather than the country's business, then they would have won. So let me encourage you to get registered, Carl. Get prepared. Come back home. Return as the prodigal son. And let's rebuild and reinvigorate the voting public. Your children who were fed up and or took it for granted, and now they are feeling the pinch of this social injustice and economic maltreatment from the hands of the NDC. Let's come back home. The NNP welcomes you, and we are ready to unleash this machinery whenever election is called. And I tell you this, they better be prepared for a 15-0 again.
Oh, yes.
Clean
Let's
sweep.
take the call again.
Water. The go school children say the CDB findings would see general elections in Grenada very soon.
Yes.
Caller on the landline. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, what's going on with us presently now is that everything price going up, everything going up. See what the cocoa put 15 cents on the cocoa on cocoa. The nutmeg taking out 50 cents. But when they putting up on the price, they putting up by the thousand. They putting up on the price by the thousands, you know. But one thing I have to tell them is okay. Let them go ahead. Is all right. I'm feeding from the rich man's table, the crumbs from the rich man's table. I'm trying to pick it up, and the rich man dog licking up my soul to comfort me. So by God's grace, I will survive from the crumbs from the rich man table and the rich man dog comforting my soul. That is what I put my trust and to go in, and God is in control. All right. Then.
All right.
Thank you. Very well said, Colin.
Yeah, man.
That's a biblical. That's some good stuff there.
Only Mr. Panju.
Yes.
Call on the WhatsApp. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Afternoon.
Hi.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. We are hearing you.
I'm asking you to play an appropriate song for me this afternoon, please.
Igwe, you know which one? Igwe, we haven't taken a break, you know. We haven't played a song. Play a song, Igwe. Come on, give us a song.
I can't play music like that. The copyright.
Oh, okay.
I can't play music like that. But text me the song. I'll look into it for you.
Okay, yeah.
Text me the name of the song.
All right. We haven't taken a break, Carl. We just be going, man.
It's Sunday, man. We don't have a break on Sunday. Sunday is food for thought.
Yeah.
Can't be partner call and blow the fuse.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me play this snare and come back.
We got like a beside the snare. That's 5.
No.
That call a talk for you.
No, but you have to play something for my representative.
Oh.
You don't touch him. Yeah.
Okay, we coming back.
We'll touch him when I fall back in.
Yes, all right. Give us a little music and fall back in with
This is Carnival Life. You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive. Well, of the 33 chosen passengers, Ramnat, Pandey, Humphrey and Sudama, they wouldn't let the poor driver drive in peace. They distracting him and wouldn't cease. While he driving, they hitting him some big cloud. So he stopped the maxi and put them out. And to discuss their fate, they went to drink us straight by a club called 88. The driver called conductor, pushing around them passenger. Meanwhile the car running about helter-skelter. Pedestrians started to scatter. Ellis Clark had to jump and run to stay alive. He says the new driver cannot drive. Questioning me so much about the driver. You want proof to show he can't maneuver. Well boy, the first month he get this driving job. You know the man bounced down for you, Rick Bob. He's swerving so much, John Humphrey get frightened. John asked him where he buy his license. And while the car swerving, John Humphrey trying to hold on to the steering. Well, some school children by the road run like hell.
And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
Igwe, you hear a lie there? But school children say the chicken man trying to take the steering wheel.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the chicken man in a $10 million saga with a financial institution in the country and say Garfin and the CDB and them frown on that. They say all the IMF and them came here and when they recognize what's going on with this financial institution, because they say the man get the funds without no collateral.
No collateral?
No. He don't put on nothing. You just get the money, so. That's what children say. So they say he trying to take the steering wheel because they say the same thing what happened on the chicken family going on here. With the same prime minister.
Yeah.
He tried to bullshit them so the prime minister asked back for his money. What he invest.
Oh.
So you see he trying to take the steering wheel now. They talking about NNP and problem. We go here.
Yeah.
After today.
Yeah.
The chicken man. We go here. And the rest. Because before they used to behave like 9 prime minister. But now they have to line up in order, one behind the other.
Yeah.
He nip it in the body, you call that. He clip the wings. He learn anything to him.
Carl.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
The flipper.
Yeah.
The flipper stands a chance of being acting prime minister.
Well, anybody in the cabinet.
Yeah, anybody get
could
it.
be.
But I tell you.
Anybody in the cabinet could be. So.
Yeah.
Igwe. Let the listeners know they could ventilate still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All I could call 442-0175.
Oh, we also forgot that we want.
What time is it? Final 30 minutes on the inside?
Yes.
And the people in New York and Toronto, I see all you kind of cussing me and thing. We're not late, you know. You guys are an hour behind us.
Yes.
So when we start 1 o'clock, I think it's like 12 or something. Yeah, so I'm telling them that they vexing with me. I don't late.
The clock changer.
The clock change.
Yeah.
We on time today.
Yeah, we on time.
Now we go back in front.
Good afternoon to Miss Rodney.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. 442-0175 is the number to call, folks.
Miss Rodney, we don't hear you.
She did me close here.
She did in your clothes? Okay. Carl, you know, we talking about the unscrupulous financial behaviors, right?
Yes.
And that's what we call them, unscrupulous. Yes. And I tell you, I cannot see, and I know so, under Dr. Keith Mitchell and the NNP, nothing like that could have happened.
No, this scandal. Let me take the call.
Yes, yeah.
Call on the WhatsApp, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon to my brothers.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, what I want this group of people to realize, when Noah had us to build his ark, he didn't build it by the base. So this right now is only the beginning of the flood. To flood and the sea away. Thank you very much.
Tell you. All right, thank you, brother. You have a next one on the.
Yes, let's take them there.
Hello? We lost it.
We lost that one. We lost that one.
But we getting all kind of Bible prophecy
Yeah,
today.
today is a lot of Bible.
Everybody linking the Bible.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. We have, I don't know if you all don't recognize it on the television, but on the YouTube device, we're supposed to pass the outstanding weather forecast, and we're supposed to see all the way, not the weather forecast.
I forget it.
That's why you call an audience viewer.
Now you call an audience viewer.
Yeah. Give you the morning, noon, and night weather there, man.
Wait on the outside, man. Now we're on outside today.
I tell you.
Everybody tuned in, man.
So we're talking about the unscrupulous behavior. Carl, this is not a party issue. This is not whether you're red or yellow or green or blue, right? This is just a moral issue. When I say a moral issue, I'm talking about right and wrong. There was when we were on a program and we were defining morality.
Yes.
And we talk about rightness and wrongness.
And not
Carl,
a weekend thing.
Yes, it's not just a one-time thing. Carl, when it is wrong, it is wrong.
It is wrong.
And whomever
Does
is involved or whoever does it need to take responsibility for it. Mm-hmm. You understand? And that is what we're calling on. We're saying that we are keepers of the gate. We are gatekeepers. We're supposed to stand in there for the at-risk people. We're supposed to stand in there for right. We're supposed to stand in for good judgment. And so when we see it, we're supposed to call on it. And that's what I'm doing here this evening. It's not about NDC or NNP. It's about how, as a minister, you can get $2.3 million, whereas a man apply. I know of one guy in my constituency apply for even $20,000, and they say they ain't have no money, but a man gets $2.3 million. And he bad pay on some that he got already, he can't pay it. So they give him more so that he could pay off what he owes. And now,
in America, they call that inside trading.
Inside trading.
Jail.
Inside trading. That's jail, man. Martha Stewart went to jail for that. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Sorry about that.
Like nothing.
I'm just sorry about that. I don't know about witnessing calling. I just want to say good afternoon to Mr. Watt in America, the United States of America, and his wife, and Jingo. These are people that listen for the week.
Who goes there?
They listen to the radio station every day. And to Patricia, Carol, and to Mr. Matthew in Canada. Ian, good afternoon. These are Grenadians that live out there that listen every day. So I just want to say good afternoon to them. And all you just forgive me. All you know, Mr. You don't call more. Forgive me. I apologize for that. But I have to say good afternoon to these people. Have a good evening.
All right, Miss Gummy.
And we thank you all for that program. Lighten us with what's going on in Grenada, Carnival, Victimization. Because a lot of people know that listen. And even NDC people are calling us. Some of them are called, but I know them. The man that called you this evening, that saying Dr. Pancho about the money you miss.
Long time with them, man.
Cut him off.
Long time I chop
Cut him off. Anytime he calls, he's very full. If he calls in and says something positive, allow him. But anytime he goes negative, cut him off.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, Miss Gummy. Thank you. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, I just want to put a little more icing on the cake. I just watch American news, especially NBC. And when you hear some company get some corruption in some company, Who is the first person that has resigned,
The
Dr.
CEO.
Pancho?
The CEO.
Good. That is what I wanted to let out this evening. Is the CEO. So the person who in charge of the GDB Bank, who in charge after the first person is supposed to resign, and is supposed to resign a long time ago. What they're doing, they just follow in the morning. Anyway, let me give some other person that I just want to call and say that.
No, that's a very good point. I don't want you to rush off. If you know, yeah, because this is a really great point to make. You know, is for us to understand the illegality of what is going on. You know, and the treachery. You know, it is nepotism at its highest level, and this is what Grenada has come to. You know, yeah, we gotta call it. Hello.
Yeah, you were telling me something, Dr. Pancho, before I cut off?
No, I was saying don't rush off as though, well, we wanted you to be able to substantiate your point, because this is what we're saying. This is a moral issue. It's a right and wrong issue. It is not who does it, but it is why is it allowed to happen.
That's
something like that must never be part of the governance of our country. We can't sit down and have people like that, just milk the system at their own whim and fancy.
Dr. Pancho, listen this, Dr. Pancho.
Talk to me, Carl.
Mr. Deacon Mitchell, the holder of the office of the Prime Minister, is ex officio chairman of the cabinet, which sets how the CBI program should run.
Yes.
Mr. Deacon Mitchell is the Minister of National Security. He decides who gets a passport.
Yes.
Mr. Deacon Mitchell form is an agent benefiting from the same thing.
Yes.
That is corruption.
Well, I mean, that is corruption to the highest level. You sit down there, you make the policy. You sit down there, you chair the committee. You sit down there, you advocate and you solicit the selling of the passport. So everything is done in his office, Carl.
But you know, Dr. Pancho.
Yes.
It was NNP and Dr. Mitchell and everybody do that demonstration.
But the good thing, let me tell you something, man. Dr. Mitchell would have never do it. So because he is smarter than that, he would have never do it. And we could give him credit for that.
I followed that man as a liquor boy since 1984, so I know what a man capable of, and I know what he will do and what he wouldn't do. And if something went wrong under his ministry, it's because he was not aware of it at the time, but he's going to take responsibility and apologize and everything like that, because it's human you are dealing with.
Yeah.
But that man, over the years, that man tried his best to run this country to the best interest of the Grenadian people, and for him not to gain about. So all the time when they talk, he corrupt and he bringing cooks and conman and this and that and kind of thing, they wanted to go in a position to do the thing for themselves. So they just chucking it. So all dirty leaning, dirty water, they just chucking it at Dr. Mitchell and the NNP man, and nobody else saying nothing now. You ain't hearing GM, you ain't hearing NGOs, you ain't hearing who writing this and saying that. All what they're saying, he lose the case to Patrick Seamans and all kind of nonsense. And that is so negative. How come a man have all this amount of evidence against that man and still lose that case? That should tell you something.
Yeah.
You understand?
That should tell you something about the judge.
The Court of Appeal go rectify.
That should tell you about Glasgow.
I don't know if you're
and I could call his name. Yeah, I could tell you that about Glasgow. Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, caller. Yeah. When we call, we make sense, man. We don't rush off callers. Igwe, you could handle those that are just silly on the line. I like that.
I look at that situation, that same ruling, the way they run and rush to justice, and people what say they have doctorate talking utter nonsense.
Yes.
About you get Han who get Susu Han.
Yes.
Or the Court of Appeal go deal with that.
Yes, the Court of Appeal will
Me
deal
do what
with that. Yes.
I'll tell you, when I come here, Dr. Pancho, there are certain issues I don't feel I should raise.
Yeah.
Because they are non-issues too.
Yeah, it becomes beneath
and
us.
that does not do nothing for the NNP brand.
Yeah.
Because the NNP brand knows how to get it done.
Yeah.
We did it many times before.
Yeah.
And we'll go back and do it again.
Yes, Carl. And this time we are wrong to do it again, you know.
And this time we have to do it for the country, not
And we
for
do
ourselves.
yes, it's for country. It's for country.
That one
yes.
go be for the country.
Yes, yes, yes. We have a country to rescue. We have a country to rescue. We have norms. We have protocols. We have laws to uphold.
Yeah.
You understand? And we gotta bring it back. We gotta restore Carl and Igwe. We will restore the respect of Grenadians. Let people start referring to us as those bright people from Grenada. Let's listen to them.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
The NNP are the ordinary.
No.
We deal with that fly they call grind bogging.
Yes, man. Yes, yes.
Everybody afraid grind bogging.
Yes, 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 yes.
The NNP
Yeah.
in government dealt with grind bog.
Man. Yeah.
So that tells you,
Yeah.
we the ordinary.
No, we the ordinary. We the
So I have
ordinary.
no fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
When people beating up and saying who next, who next, who next,
yeah.
they have matter and tell for them they're afraid already.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
But what they have to study the reports from the CDB and the IMF and the World Bank.
Yeah.
You see, they're trying to go in other organizations, they say to get money lend.
Yeah.
We don't know, this place I never tried and tested, we don't know how good they is.
Yeah. But right now he's looking for money. All the England you see he go there, his salary he looking for, you know. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
I know his salary he
For
looking
himself too.
Yeah, well yeah, he's looking for your own little
And
money.
Dr. Pancho,
Yes, talk to
a
me.
lot of persons up to today have not received the salaries.
Yeah. That's
real talk.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah, some people that since they started by monthly, they don't get nothing yet.
Mm-hmm. They're saying it's glitch in the system.
Glitch?
Yeah.
Money.
Glitch in the money. It's glitch in the money.
And
It's
school
glitch in
children say, Dr. Pancho, they're looking to add $4,000 to the pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's going to
But
move to $12,000.
they're telling public workers based on the Fiscal Responsibility Act,
Yeah.
they can't give them more than 4%.
4%. Yeah.
But $4,000 is a 40% increase.
Well, they get what? 6,000 plus 2,000, 8,000. So
They take 30-something% increase with the 2,000.
Yeah.
And they're looking to take another 40%
4,000.
increase.
Yeah. So that is about another 40%.
And you're telling me these people and them have a heart?
So in 2 years or in a year, they want to raise their salary by
$6,000.
Yeah. So they want to double their salary.
And they want to trick
Yeah.
the opposition into saying the opposition not want it.
Want it, yeah. But Carl, there is no question that senators and members of parliament without
Not being
ministerial
paid enough.
connect- there is no question, man.
No, I agree.
You can give somebody
$1,200
or $1,000.
No, I agree.
That does not make sense, okay? But to do it under the guise of you want to make it equitable, it's really for you. It's for you.
Because you take 2 already.
Yes, you took 2 already. So why didn't you make the 2 across the board? In other
Yes.
words, the
Yes.
2 that you took. Say here is it to the rest, the members of parliament, etc., and senators. Now you are also going to get the 2. But no, you kept it for yourself because you know.
But Dr. Pancho, listen this.
Mhm.
And when we say the guy does lie,
Yeah.
they give ministers $2,000 saying is to pay the drivers.
Right. Yeah.
Watch this. Emlyn pay have a driver.
Yeah.
Skeeter and others are there. How come they don't give them 2,000 to pay the driver?
Yeah.
If it's about paying driver.
Yeah.
How come they don't get to pay the driver? So the driver.
The driver and them passing good.
Yeah.
Passing like king.
Yeah.
But if it's for drivers,
Yeah.
how come they don't give them to pay the drivers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me take the call again.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Bro.
I understand. I'm sorry for NIS, because they go deeply hand in NIS just now. Poor people and them are getting little tokens every month. Mightn't get that. They go deeply hand in NIS. Easy. And just now, not long. Perhaps in the next month to come, they go deeply hand in NIS. Thank you.
Well, Carl, there is no question that they have a history of putting their hands into monies that do not belong to them. Carl, I see Igwe, I see they're showing up pictures of a new design for the cultural center at Sea Moon. Yeah, I see that. I could imagine the cost that's associated
We don't bother with
it. You understand? But they don't have money to pay salaries. But they want
go
to
build place?
they want to redesign and they want to build new hospital and they can't buy medication. Carl, we have we have not even spoken about the fact that there is no Panadol in the hospital and the clinics.
School children write me.
Say what the school children.
They say, good afternoon, bro.
Yes.
Grand Bra Medical Station is out of stock.
I'm telling you.
I went there yesterday to check up and was told they don't have stock and they're not watching me and my wife and laugh for shame.
All she could have done was laugh.
I'm telling you, Carl. I'm telling you.
But let me just take the call. But listen.
Yes.
In the best budget.
Yeah.
Where a man speak for how much hours without watching paper, but we know about the teleprompter.
Yeah.
They say that the Ministry of Health will take priority.
Yeah.
But listen this.
Yeah.
They offer them $500 the nurses.
Yeah.
Then they take out and it come 410.
410.
And that causes them to pay personal income tax. So they lose again.
Yeah, they lose again.
They're telling them now, if all they want to remain on contract, apply before the end of June. The Ministry of Health,
Yeah.
And you're hearing now a man going ground by a study and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then when we say that here, because I always challenge them, Dr. Pancho.
Yeah.
Go and get information and come back and tell me a lie.
Yeah, come back and tell us we lie. Yeah, they can do that.
So go in Grambra.
Yeah. I engaged myself in a conversation recently with one guy. You're going to, because one person, a patriot of the NDC, posted, is tongue really a ghost tongue as some claiming? And
ghost tongue.
Yeah, it is a ghost tongue.
But it does have plenty Thursday in Grenville too much.
Yes,
like Thursday in Grenville.
Yes, it'll be
Thursday is that day when most things happen half day and people go.
Yeah.
But right now Grenville is real Thursday.
You want to bet tomorrow Monday is a Thursday?
Best Thursday.
Yeah, man, tomorrow is the best Thursday. Because I work in Grenville. I pass in Grenville. I drive through town.
Good afternoon to my friend I met yesterday.
Oh, you got a friend?
She said her significant other supports the Congress. But she supports the new National Party. See what things bad.
Yeah.
The thing grimy.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, okay.
You know
okay.
who?
You know
who? I take the call if you are good.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, y'all heard me?
Yes, Miss Anne-Marie. How you doing?
Well, I'm kind of a concern because yeah, because listen to me, what I was saying. Because I listened to something in India the other day.
Yeah.
Where a politician defamed the leader of the country and they prove he's lying. And I am really concerned about these politicians. I'm talking about I'm talking about the thing with Keith Mitchell with this lying business. Because it's including Keith Mitchell. And I'm concerned that these politicians and them tell too much lies. Now, you have a situation whereby the leader of this country talked about the 290,000. So I find that Keith Mitchell should take him to court also. Let us see, because when I listen to the case that they just think Keith Mitchell for lying, we can't get that. Okay, the case was not really centered around the particulars of the transaction, because what Keith Mitchell said was wrong, because there was no evidence that the guy owned the land. So that is clear that he lied. But what I'm saying to you, and then again, this thing with this, there was a time when again that they asked him about this situation with Delma, and he said this is something again, and then they played it on GBN, and he looked as though he was lying. So Keith Mitchell, you have to stop lying. But I'm saying, on the whole, it's a thing that people say, these politicians. But the thing with Keith Mitchell, he didn't say it on the platform. He said it at that town hall meeting. But I just find, whether it's Keith Mitchell or X, Y, Z, that people or anybody, including myself, that we have to be responsible and not tell lies. Because for a leader, I don't find it looking good, and I ain't lying to tell all you, I am very unhappy. And then when you look at the case, it appears to me that there's someone that right now who's an NNP, was a part of the cabinet that was involved in the land sale. And this gentleman that sued Keith Mitchell, he was not involved at all, but Keith Mitchell apparently accused him. So I am saying, let that be a lesson to one and all. And right now we have a case where the leader.
Let me ask you one question, Miss Anne-Marie.
Talk loud.
Let me ask you one question. You know the judge that give the judgment?
Yes, I know the judge that give the judgment.
Hold on.
Right.
Hold on, listen, you talk, listen to me now.
Go ahead.
You know that judge work for a political party in Grenada already?
But I don't know about that. I don't know. Watch me.
But let me tell you something, hold on. The jury's out on. No, listen. Let me be fair here. There's avenue to appeal. After such is done, we go discuss. All for now.
Right.
How do you say the matter sub judice?
Right.
So let me do our opinion yet.
Right. But so he could appeal. He could go right up to the Privy Council.
Yes.
But you see, when I look at the case, the operative thing is what he say is not. The case was not centered.
That what you hear.
What centers around the dealings. He said that the man owned the land, and it's clear to me that Keith Mitchell lied that he didn't sell the land. So I'm just saying, one and all, just like the same thing with in the same breath I talk about Deacon Mitchell, it's the same breath of
All right, thanks. I can't be bothered.
No, let me tell you something. A lot of persons don't understand the whole thing about that matter. And I choose not to speak on those things, Mr. Pancho, not because I cannot speak on it. But there's a time. The time will come and we go able to speak on.
Absolutely.
Because a lot, Dr. Keith Mitchell never say nothing what was not true in that matter.
Well, the evidence is coming out.
The evidence, and I have the judgment.
I didn't know about it, but
I have the written judgment, but I wouldn't think the other part of it about it is the present Prime Minister speak a lot of untruth, facts. He say our nepotism, as he come nepotism amplify.
Seriously.
He talk about corruption, as he come corruption amplify. And she alluded to the fact he speak of the cabinet conclusion. It is not Dr. Keith Mitchell's prerogative as yet to deal with it.
You have to leave it still.
Because he indicated in Parliament that he will give certain people in the country to investigate.
So let's get
that out of the way, Mr. Anne-Marie, because the present Prime Minister presents some bogus thing in cabinet when he speak vex. And he say he go pass it over to law enforcement to investigate.
So we wait.
So let the investigation go on. We don't put in no cart before the horse. We deliberating what we're doing. So if you don't have patience, it's a matter entirely for you. But these things will be dealt with in its time. Let me take the call.
Hello? I'm glad what you did to Miss Anne-Marie.
I don't do nothing to her, just speak truth.
Right? But what I'm trying to say it again, how could you, when you watch at all these amount of evidence, I watched at Talking Points a couple nights ago, and I watched all the evidence, the bills, the receipts, everything pointed towards the man, plus the man admitted to most of the things, and then he come back and he still win the case. You know, he saw something wrong. So maybe Miss Anne-Marie was only taking what she hear John Public say, and she don't know the facts.
Caller, in test match, you could win the first inning and lose the test.
Exactly is the point. Exactly, because that test is for 5 days, isn't it? First inning and second inning. And in that case, and in that test match, you don't have joy.
No, you don't have draw. Somebody go win.
You don't have joy. So all what Dr. Mitchell could do, take it to the Caribbean Court of Justice. If he reappeal and you don't get the final and you don't have satisfied, go to the Caribbean Court of Justice. Caribbean Court of Justice, go to the Privy Council, all this kind of thing. But that is too much evidence for that man to lose that case.
Yeah.
That's been a dangerous knob. That's been a knob where they're just trying to make Dr. Mitchell look small. And make people say all kind of nasty thing about him, man.
Yes, and Miss Anne Marie should have some respect to it.
Yes.
Have some respect, like when you want us to
like,
respect for Deacon, have respect for the boss.
Exactly. She has to have respect for the man. Not because she don't like the man, but she has to have respect. You understand? And so therefore, that is too much evidence. That is too much evidence. You see the land paper, you see the sketch of the land and everything. The man was in cabinet in 2010 when that cabinet conclusion was there for the government to buy that piece of land. You still come out and say you have to pay that man for this kind of a thing. No, man, no. Something according to China, something wrong.
Something wrong.
Have a good evening.
She has to respect Jen.
Yeah, she does.
She's not all good at them.
Yeah.
I can't allow you to
segue into this.
I can't let her go on like that.
Yeah. We control this thing, Igwe.
Are they relaxing there? Hey, I see. What?
No. Let me tell you, we don't have to make our thing. Never make the program out individual.
Yeah.
The program too big, not out individual.
Yeah, we have standards.
If we do agree with what going on.
Let me move on. Yeah. We're next call. We have 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Caller, you have 2 minutes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The last caller that spoke there, Shell and Cut put up everything. Shell and Cut put up everything on the screen that Grenadian could have read. The plan for the land and the judgment and everything. You understand? So he's right. So I don't understand how the judge could say Dr. Mitchell lose whatever it is. Anyhow, if he says he lose, you don't pay enough cent. So they could say what they want. You don't get in 1 cent. Remember, you have this God praise. Because Sheldon put up everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who sell land, who swear it, all the people name that call, and everything. You understand? But as you said, don't make it be a thing on her.
Mm-hmm.
She always, something about Kit Michelle, she will always think, but just leave Dr. Kitalo. We're not paying him no money. We're not paying him no money. Have a good evening.
Dr. Pancho.
Yes.
You have in long time when on the slave thing, you had what you call Magna Carta judgment.
Yes, sir.
When the slave man always right. If he wrong, he right. If he right, he right.
Yeah.
That judge giving some. And they are the same man that do the pension thing just around election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a developing trend. Kangaroo, like kangaroo court and thing are going on.
Yeah.
Dr. Pancho, we have a few minutes and you're the guest on the program this evening.
We have two.
I want you
to 3 minutes.
No, we don't take in call.
No more call.
We done.
Dr. Pancho.
Yes, sir.
I want you to soberly address the new National Party members and supporters. That's what I want from you at this juncture.
Yeah. And thanks for that opportunity. And I'll always come back, our supporters. We want to thank the leadership of the new National Party, and not just Dr. Mitchell, who has been the longest serving leader, but the team that he has managed to always put together, in 1995, then on, and he has always positioned himself among the elite in Grenadian politics. A lot of women, a lot of intellectuals and technocrats who can give him good advice. And no wonder why the policies and programs that the NNP has managed over the years to put together that speaks that speak to social justice. Justice like the seed program, the school book program, the transportation program,
Needy
the
assistance.
needy assistance, the debushing program, the Imani program. These programs have managed to aid in poverty reduction, Carl, right? And so I want to thank the new National Party under his leadership, but so much so, by extension, all the other technocrats and players who have managed this country in such trying times at times after Hurricane Ivan, Hurricane Emily, the pandemic. We continue to receive international recognition for the way that the new National Party has led. And so I say to the leaders and the executive, thank you for your yeoman service. But also now I want to address the rank and file, the 35,000 NNP that are out there. I think, Carl, it's close to 40,000 because we have more people registered as NNP supporters than others. So the 40-odd thousand of us who are out there registered to vote and during the last election felt complacent and were tricked by the grandiose and the grandeur promises of the NDC. I want to say to you, get back on board. Make a U-turn back to the safety of the house of the new National Party. Our doors and windows are open waiting for you, because I tell you this, the machinery is being oiled right now, and we want everyone to be on board, because next election cycle, I tell you, we are ready to take Grenada home again.
All right, folks.
Wednesday.
All right, folks.
You asking me what is wrong with me?